Gary was on the wrap-up show accusing me of being mean to him about his appearance on Jimmy Fallon. I don't give a fuck about his appearance on Jimmy Fallon. I'm just saying he was fat, and he goes, I'm not fat. He doesn't. Did you see his appearance?
I have not.
Oh. Gary looked heavy. I'm not saying he's obese, but he wore a shirt that was ill-fitting, and his belly and tits were like kind of apparent. Sorry. I mean, if you wear your jacket, it covers it up. You're heavy.
But you say you don't give a fuck about me on Jimmy Fallon, but then you spend 15 minutes talking about how awful it is. So you clearly do give a fuck.
Well, you're on my show. You're my executive producer.
No, but you just said I don't give a fuck about
How many
Gary?
executive producers of a radio show or television show are on a Fallon appearance? I got Ronnie on the he's busy in Jamaica on his appearances. I got you. So how could I not keep tabs on this? You guys are out there representing my show.
I didn't say. You just said you don't give a fuck about it.
I don't.
But you do.
No, I don't.
Well, then why'd you talk about it?
Because it's interesting to my audience.
So
I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't watch that if I do it for my audience. They want to know, hey, Howard, what did you think of Gary's appearance on Fallon? I wouldn't watch that.
Why wouldn't you watch it?
Because I don't care about it.
About what?
About you on Jimmy Fallon.
No, I just wanted to make sure.
He wouldn't be on Jimmy Fallon, though.
Right, of course.
I'm aware of that.
So I know my audience is going to say, hey, some of the things I watch because it's part of pop culture. And it's certainly part of our culture. 20 people call in and go, hey, what'd you think of Gary on Jimmy Fallon? And I go, well, okay, let me take a look at this. So here's what I thought. I think you're a good conversationalist. I like that. I said your shirt was wrinkled and you look slovenly.
Do you think you look appropriate?
Yes, I think you can watch a lot of shows where guys don't wear jackets. A lot of talk shows where men come on.
You needed a jacket.
Well, that's your opinion.
Yeah, that's all I'm giving is my opinion. I don't know why that's so controversial.
It's not controversial. It's just negative.
Supposed to give up?
It is negative. What do you want me to lie and say you look good? You don't. You look terrible.
I think mostly when it comes to me, it's nothing but negative opinion.
No, I just said your conversation was very good.
Well, you really didn't, because you said, because then you keyed in on one line of a 6-minute interview.
But what do you want me to do? Okay,
I don't know. I'm just saying.
The first story was good. I've heard
the one about
that
you
before, and I like that. No, the one about getting guests.
Yeah, about us, the show.
About the show. That was a good story. Then you started promoting your new program on VH1 Classic and you started to talk about pieces of vinyl, Questlove, and I think you lose everybody. It was boring. It was.
But it was boring. But it's boring to you.
And Jimmy Fallon checked out.
Oh, please.
You
can't say that.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean Jimmy Fallon checked out?
He liked it. Okay, sorry. I mean, what do you want from me? I'm telling you that shirt was ill-fitting.
Fine.
And you look slovenly.
That's an opinion.
Yeah.
Well, how was he mean to you?
Well, Robin, do you think it was a positive review?
Yeah.
Come on, no, hold on, Robin.
Yes.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Really?
Yeah, so she answered
you embarrass yourself.
And then you say, shut the fuck up.
No, but you embarrass yourself by saying that.
He said you were, he was interested in what you had to say.
Yeah.
It's a talk show.
I just think it's ridiculous that you're trying to relate to the public. You talk about pieces of vinyl and that fucking
Well, maybe I'm
jukebox.
relating to that public that cares about it.
The public that cares about records is small, but okay, fine. Just call them records. That's what they are. When did you become this? Well, Jimmy, I have over 4,000 pieces of vinyl. And Questlove, I understand you. How many pieces of vinyl do you have?
And then he answered. He didn't go.
70, he said,
Questlove didn't go, what the fuck's a piece of vinyl?
When does Questlove have anything to say?
From time to time.
He's not going to sit there and get into a dialogue with you about, hey, jackass, why don't you call them records? He's not going to be mean.
Well, that's your job.
By the way, that outfit looks nice today that you're wearing.
Thank you.
It would have been great for Jimmy Fallon with your jacket. All right. Well, anyway, that's my opinion. Listen, I really watched it because it's a topic that the audience was asking me about on Twitter. Did you watch Gary? Did you watch Gary?
Oh, I'm not asking why you. Of course, I would think you might watch it.
So I watched it. I'm not looking to get on you. I'm not. What do I care?
I think it's hard to find. It's more fun to make fun of me than it is to say a positive thing about me.
I said something positive. That story you told very well.
And you said 9 things negative.
Yes.
In all, it's generally a negative review.
I said 3 things negative.
I always like to look at the positive.
The positive was you told a very good story about how difficult it was to get guests when we worked at the NBC building, and you told it well. That's all. I don't know what you want from me. You screwed up when you walked over. You didn't realize how to walk to the couch.
That's true.
That was hysterical.
Okay.
There's 2 ways to walk. He walked the wrong way. Secondly, you look slovenly.
Mm-hmm.
And
told a boring story.
And you told the boring story with pieces of vinyl.
So
well, I'm combining those into 3 negatives.
Thanks.
And the positive was you told a great story about getting guests. How is that overwhelmingly negative?
You're a funny dude.
That's not overwhelmingly negative.
You're a funny man.
The appearance, a jacket you can improve on. It's simple. Your clothing.
If you don't see it as overwhelmingly negative, then you're blind. But that's okay. I mean, I just think you're not seeing it.
I don't see it as overwhelmingly negative.
Do you see it as positive?
Overwhelmingly negative is goofing on you when you went on Jimmy Kimmel and threw that ball and you couldn't even fucking throw a ball to the guy. That was negative.
Got that.
That was ridiculous.
I understand.
And I knew how upset you were about it, so I laid off you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. Go back and listen. I did. I felt for you. But this is stuff you can improve. You can certainly call records, not pieces of vinyl. And I believe you will start calling records. I do. I think you're
sometimes I do. Sometimes
it doesn't relate to an audience. They don't know what you're talking about.
It's a ridiculous, nitpicky, dumbass thing.
All right. Well, that's why I've gotten nowhere in life.
I didn't say you got nowhere.
I think everything through.
Gary's very pleased with the appearance.
I can't hear you. I really can't.
Oh, wow. Is everyone
Wow, where's this from? I've never heard this before.
This is the Bowie anthem.
I love it. Wow.
Who is that, Fred?
Hold on 1 second.
Fabulous.
Psych.
Yeah, oh, he's so good.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yes, Robin, I was pleased with the appearance. I was.
You didn't have any criticism of it at all.
I wish I would have found the desk easier, but other than that, I think it was a positive experience.
Good. Well, then we think that too. Are those clothes you're wearing or pieces of cotton?
I'm wearing a pant.
How many pieces of cotton?
I'm wearing a set of pants.
How many pieces of cotton do you own?
You're so silly.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. Who calls a record pieces of vinyl? I never heard that. And I said to Gary this morning, this is what started this. I said to Gary, honestly, I mean, we're off the air. Who calls a record pieces of vinyl? When
well,
did
I didn't call a record. I called a collection.
Pieces of vinyl. I said, Gary, and this was not for the air.
It's not an unheard of expression.
That the first time I've heard of it is from you.
But on the wrap-up show yesterday, several people called who said, of course they've heard that expression before.
I think they're
so because you haven't heard it, it couldn't have possibly existed.
I didn't say that. I said I've never, ever heard anyone refer to a record as a pieces of vinyl.
I didn't refer to a record. It's a collection.
Okay. I've never heard anyone refer to a collection
but other
of pieces
people have.
of vinyl.
Other people have.
When did you begin calling records pieces of vinyl?
I don't know. Probably years ago.
Years ago. So you said, I have this many pieces of vinyl.
Yeah, I think I have.
And where did you hear this term the first time? Do you have any recollection?
I don't. I could make up a lie, but I don't have an answer.
All right. So somewhere along the line you heard this.
Yeah, I didn't write it.
That isn't your term?
No.
You heard somebody say how many pieces of vinyl?
Several people called the wrap-up show yesterday who said they've heard it.
I'm asking about you.
Yes,
I understand several people.
I did not make up the term.
I'm talking to you.
I did not make up the term. That's the question.
Pieces of vinyl. How many files of digital do you have?
I have many digital files.
How many files of digital do you have?
Thousands.
That's how we refer to it in the collecting community, files of digital. No, it started because I question Gary and he gets angry with me. He thinks I'm goofing on him.
Well, you are goofing on me.
I didn't start out goofing. I said, Gary, I've never heard the expression pieces of vinyl.
And you're goofing on...
And then you jumped down my throat because you said, both so many people called in the wrap-up show.
I don't think you're goofing on me. You're goofing on me.
I wasn't this morning. I was really curious. I said, where did this expression come from, pieces of vinyl?
And I explained it to you, but it was apparently annoying to you.
It's like me looking at my hair going, how many pieces of hair do I have?
There's an explanation that you don't care to understand, so it's fine.
I heard the explanation. I don't accept it.
Exactly.
Right.
We agree to disagree.
Does anybody else think this is silly, Fred?
I'm personally.
Have you ever heard pieces of vinyl?
I'm trying to be honest here. I've never heard that expression until Gary said it. I'm not saying that he's wrong.
Right.
I would have used the term either albums or records.
Yeah, I said,
but
hey,
I've never called my collection.
Why would you call
pieces.
Records pieces of vinyl? Like, wouldn't you just go?
I mean,
you want the explanation?
There's vinyl flooring.
Right.
It could be 1,000 pieces of vinyl flooring mixed in with my records.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, they've always been called records. Why do you need a new name for them?
I don't know.
It's like a fancy.
It sounds a little pretentious.
Yeah.
Personally.
Okay,
pieces of vinyl.
I'll take that from Fred. It sounds a little pretentious.
Well,
but it's not.
He's awfully negative. What is your favorite piece of vinyl, by the way? Mine is Sgt. Pepper's.
50 Ways to Rank Your Mother. That's my favorite piece of vinyl.
That's your favorite? Do you own that?
I do.
All right, so that's your favorite piece of vinyl.
It's one of them.
See, now you're being sarcastic.
I am?
Yeah.
I thought I was just being honest.
Yeah, all right. Well, you're not being honest because I'm asking you about pieces of vinyl and you're not being honest. Sgt. Pepper's is my favorite piece of vinyl. Does that sound weird to you, or would it be more? No. Would it be more relevant if I said my favorite record is Sgt. Pepper?
Again, it refers to a collection, not. But again, you just want to do what you want to do, so go do it.
My question is, if you walked into a store and said, "I would like to buy a piece."
No, I would say I want to buy a record, but when you're talking about a collection,
you should say piece of vinyl.
You might say how many pieces of vinyl do you have in the store because it's records and 45s. I'm just saying.
and the guy will beat you up.
That's all you got out of the Fallon appearance, just that one line?
No.
Yeah.
About that.
That's all you got.
That wasn't a critique of the Fallon appearance. I've heard you say pieces of vinyl here and on your new show. You know. Do you refer to your teeth as teeth or pieces of ivory?
Pieces of ivory.
How many pieces of ivory?
32.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you sure it's just 32?
It seems like more. All right, anyway, no, congratulations.
On what?
I'm sorry.
On what?
On your Jimmy Fallon appearance. You were the best. I didn't say you were bad. I just asked why you couldn't find your chair. It seemed pretty easy to me.
Why I couldn't find my chair, why I'm a big fat pig, why I dress like shit.
I didn't say you were a fat
why I tell
pig.
a bad story except for the good story, the one good story.
The shirt didn't fit you well. And you know what? On my early Letterman appearances, I wish somebody would have said to me, hey, you don't look good. Your clothing is not working for you. I'm not saying you're a fat piece of shit. I never called you a piece of shit. I just said
a fat slob. You just say I'm slob. You say I'm slob.
Well, I take that back. You looked heavy to me in that shirt.
Okay.
You know,
again, I was saying to you this morning, one of the points I was making is, I got up the next morning, you go on Twitter so you get everyone can tell you how horrible you are in every way.
Right.
And of the many critiques I got, the shirt or the heaviness was not anywhere.
All right.
And I got
mine was original.
Many critiques.
All right. Well.
Would you take the word of a fashion consultant?
No, he doesn't listen to anybody. He's convinced that he looked good.
Sure, Robin.
Okay. Because maybe we'll have it analyzed. And you'll see that Howard is actually trying to help.
Thank you, Robin.
I am. I mean, you know what it is? Gary's used to, on that show, being next to John Hein, who's the size of an elephant. So he thinks he's skinny now. Compared to John, you're thin.
He's Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Gary's Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
He's like, I'm thin. Look at John Hein.
I am of average weight.
Yeah.
Average weight. I am of average weight.
You look roly-poly to me in that shirt.
Do you understand that sometimes clothing can make you look heavy?
Sure.
Yeah. Dude, John's got to lose a couple of pounds. I heard he was a little hurt not hurt, but he was disappointed he didn't get asked on Jimmy Fallon.
He was, because John and I had done a bunch of press together, and they pitched us to Fallon, and he wasn't on, and he was bummed.
Yeah.
I understand. We do the show together.
Right. John Hein, superstar. What are you going to do? Did it cause a rift between you two?
No, not at all. In fact, I called him before I accepted the appearance to tell him what was going on. He thought it was best for the show. He's
yeah, John's a reasonable guy. That's why I like John. He's not an asshole.
He's not.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, God, what critique would that have been?
Oh, John? John's got to lose weight. I've told him a million times, but John doesn't care. Gary gets all bummed out when I say it. He starts fighting with me. John's like, yeah, I know I do. Listen, I got to lose a couple, too.
I don't think you do.
I do. You haven't seen me with my shirt off. I'm sloppy. I know it. I'm harder on myself than you could ever be. I know what I look like. I'm a fucking mess.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm good looking or thin or anything.
Yeah,
I'm saying
that shirt made you look heavy when you were sitting.
But hold on, let's talk about you for a second.
I'm not the only person who said it. It's just that these people won't come on the air and say it.
That's fine.
All right.
That's fine. But I don't think you're fat.
Thank you.
And you always think
I'm sloppy. I'm not fat.
But I mean,
titties and I got a belly.
How many guys your age are tight?
I don't use that as an excuse.
Should he accept that?
No, I'm just saying it's hard to do. And you work harder than anybody at it.
Yeah, not so hard. I've been lame lately. What can I do? But I'm down on myself. You know, I'll give you a private look at my stomach. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'd like to haul you into a room and let you see me nude. It's weird. When Gary was on Fallon, I thought I didn't recognize Gary right away, and I thought it was they were promoting The Biggest Loser.
Oh.
You know, those people lose weight.
Oh dear.
Nah, you were fine. What am I going to tell you? You know what I mean? It was good. It was a good appearance. I just had a couple of pointers that I thought could have helped you, but you're taking it the wrong way. So what can I do?
You also don't take critiques that well.
I don't need critiques. I'm hard enough.
I'm just saying,
you're in love with yourself.
When people when you get a news report, and somebody talks about how you did something on the show, you don't take well to it.
Well, if it's true, I take well to it, but very rarely is it true in the media. Media lies.
Almost never true.
Almost never true. All right. Thank you, Gary. Good luck with your TV show. One can only hope it's canceled. So the people here can get back to work. What?
Who's going to cover beef?
I'm not looking for you to be on VH1 Classic. I need an executive producer. That's what I'm looking for. Anytime you're working on VH1 Classic, I'd rather have you here.
So my vacation weekends, which is when we shot that.
All right. That's fair enough.
So we really went out of our way to shoot. I shot my July vacation.
It's just I would prefer having a full-time executive producer and then take some downtime with his family and relaxes. So that's me selfishly.
Right.
That means I like you. Doesn't mean I hate you.
No, I think it means you want what you want for you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what I want for me.
But like you're working on your time off too, and I'm just saying I would like to be able to do what I want on my own time.
Well, who stopped you?
Well, you're saying
no,
I don't.
I'm not.
You just said.
I just said I prefer you didn't have another show.
Right.
I didn't tell you not to do it, did I?
No, you didn't. But you said I prefer it. But what else would you prefer I not do while I'm on vacation?
I prefer that when you're on vacation, you take a vacation, relax, and if you find yourself with the urge to work, you work on our show. That's what I would prefer. If you have that urge, that's all. Mm-hmm. Is that too much to say?
No.
All right. All right, that's all. That's my wish. Doesn't mean you have to comply. He walks out so defeated.
Mr. Dell'Abate?
Yes.
How seriously do you take Howard's criticism in the sense that he's saying, work on my show and nothing else?
I take it very seriously. I take this job very seriously. So, of course, when he says stuff like that, I take it seriously.
Will this mark the end of your outside appearances, for what it's worth, promoting?
No, but it will mark the beginning of a discussion that Howard and I should probably have off the air, a more sensible discussion where it doesn't get on the air. Because talking to Howard on the air is different. It's just harder to have a real discussion.
You've done outside appearances in the past. He's mocked some of them, but in a different way. Do you think the volume of outside appearances, like he was just mentioning with Ronnie, with even Lisa, or things attached to the show?
What? Probably. I can't answer what anybody else does. I can only answer for myself.
But are you a little resentful of the fact that other people are doing all these appearances and kind of compromising yours? I mean, you're at the top of the food chain.
I don't think that what they do should compromise what I do. I am dealing with myself, so I can't decide what other people are doing or should be doing.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about was, did you look back once more at your Fallon appearance and sort of critique your shirt? Did you agree with any of Howard's criticism of your physical appearance?
I thought I looked okay. I did not think I looked stunning, nor did I look fat and slovenly. I looked okay.
If you could go back in time, regardless of Howard's criticism, would you have changed your shirt? Looking at it a second.
No, I like that shirt. I would have kept that shirt. I think that shirt looks good. Hey, by the way, did you watch the? Did you watch any of the video? It's mostly visual. Did you watch stuff from the Jamaica trip? The weirdest thing is Stephanie. Ronnie didn't get there, so Stephanie's on stage. Stephanie's doing the show now. She was Ronnie because Ronnie was a day late, and she's doing a poem, and it was like long and weird.
I put the poem on. Okay. Towards the end, she says, maybe one day he'll make me his wife.
I think she's lucky.
You know what that's like? I got to think of a better analogy because she's dead and she's sort of a saint now. But it's like if you paid to see McCartney, although Ronnie's no McCartney, and you got Linda McCartney.
Yeah,
but that's not even right because Ronnie's no Paul McCartney.
Right.
Well, everyone's got these projects. I've got superstars surrounding me. I'm looking for somebody who isn't a superstar. I turned on the news yesterday. Oh, every newscast I hear is Lisa G's book. You better buy Lisa G's book, or we'll never stop hearing about it. I go, what do we have anybody here who just kind of does the show, or am I nuts? And Ronnie's block party going to Jamaica. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's getting out of hand.
With Beetlejuice and oh my God.
That was like an extravaganza.
Meanwhile, Ronnie was with me at America's Got Talent. Then he had to jet off to get to this fucking island that they were on. And then until Ronnie got there, Stephanie, Ronnie's girlfriend, was running the block party. I'm like, people paid for this? And I know
What do you mean she was running the block
I have
party?
nothing to do with this block party, and yet my name is sort of obviously attached to it. It's everyone from the Howard Stern show. So I'm sure the fans think I'm somehow involved or give my blessing to this thing. I fucking hate it. Excuse all my profanity. But it does piss me off.
Well, it's appropriate to the block party.
And now I guess Ronnie's girlfriend was in charge of the block party until Ronnie could get there, and she was up there reading poems.
Oh, really? She's like Lucy.
What? She's like Lucy, yeah.
His Desi,
I want to go
yeah.
to the show.
I
Wah.
want to be in the show.
Come on, Ricky. I want to be on the show.
All right, honey, you can go.
What's the matter?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know. You're carrying on about me now.
Block
what
party.
did I do?
I hate it.
I was there. I worked with you, and then I left.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. That part was fine. But
Okay.
then, like Stephanie's, I just
No,
hate the
here's
block
what
party.
happened.
I hate it. I hate it.
Here's what happened. Could you let me talk? Here's what happened. The block party was scheduled from Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah, yeah.
In
That already
Jamaica.
annoys me.
Okay. I was with you working. We had like a little comedy show set up for Thursday night.
Right.
So Stephanie had gone down on Wednesday with some people, like our promoter guy and Richie from Howard TV to shoot it, and Rachel and all that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
now she's part of this traveling circus.
This was not my idea. It was my promoter's idea.
My promoter.
to have her.
What a nightmare.
My promoter, Sequoia.
Yeah. Well, let's end. When is the block party going to be done officially?
Well, we're booked up till December already.
Good. And let's end it after that. Okay.
Why
That's enough.
Why?
Because
Why
I
you have to
hate
be
it,
like
and
that?
it's a reflection on me. And stop using all my guys.
I'm not
Get
using
your own show.
I stopped that.
Enough of using me.
I told you I stopped it.
Good. Enough with the block party. Let Shuli go back to doing his comedy show. You don't need to be doing that.
What am I doing? Well, I'm doing is hosting with JD.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
I just don't want my name associated with this shit. It's
But
terrible.
it's not your name. It's Ronnie Mund Block Party.
Yeah, I know. It has nothing to do with me.
I didn't.
It looks like I don't know any other show that has this. I'm talking about television or radio. I can't name one.
I thought you would like it.
I hate it.
The people loved it.
I don't care what the
we
people
had doctors, lawyers,
I couldn't
dentists
care.
there.
I couldn't care less what
People
the people
came from
love.
Canada saying how great it is.
Yeah.
You know, have people come down,
Good.
hang out.
I would prefer
I don't
this
get
little
it.
ancillary
I don't get
business.
you, man. I really don't.
I don't like the business off my radio show.
But when
I don't put together things like this for a reason. In other words, I could have years ago put together a traveling circus.
I know that.
I don't do it because I've got a tremendous pride in what I do. I didn't bargain for this Ronnie block party. It's a nightmare.
Why is it? I don't
Because
know.
it's an embarrassing reflection
why
on
it's
me.
a nightmare.
It's an embarrassing reflection on me. I don't want a Ronnie block party on my show. I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't.
Then we're done. at the end of the year.
All right.
Oh, you're killing him.
Well, who cares if I'm killing him? He makes a great living being doing. I gave him a limo job. I have him a security job. I don't know what he wants from me.
I didn't say it wasn't. I know
you want to be famous.
I do it on my own time. I do it on my own time.
Everybody here's got an ancillary business, a side freak show off the business here. The show is the thing, not the Ronnie Block Party.
Well, I thought that was part of the show, kind of.
JD, I don't even think JD got any sleep on Sunday night. Came in here all fucking hangdog.
That's my fault?
Whose fault is it? Mine?
We left at 11 o'clock in the morning. How could he not get any sleep?
I don't know. We got here, and I think he went right straight to work, and that was the end of it. Who needs that? I don't need it. I need a guy fresh and bushy-tailed for work. Work!
I was here first thing in the morning yesterday.
No, I know you were.
I made sure we left early, made sure we got back.
What happened? Your girlfriend now is the Ronnie Block Party?
No,
now
I just told you what happened.
She got up and read a poem. Listen to this poem.
Oh, no.
All right, so I got a little surprise for you guys.
Who's paying for this? What did people pay to see Stephanie read a poem?
They loved it.
They loved it.
I'm telling you, they loved the whole weekend.
They loved that?
They had a blast.
I'm sure they did. They got to hang out with people from the Howard Stern radio show.
So why is that bad?
Because I don't want to be responsible for it.
But we didn't do anything bad.
I don't know what you do. I don't want to be. It's not my. I don't want anything to do with it.
We ate dinner with the people.
Yeah, I don't care.
We sat at the pool with them.
Go call someone up and have dinner with them. Be my guest.
I don't get it, man. All right.
I mean, God. The guys who work under you, like Terry, Terry the driver,
right?
How about he starts going out and having Terry the driver parties?
Okay.
And then it reflects on you, and you don't know what's going on.
All right.
You follow?
I follow.
You want to be responsible for that? I don't. I'm not responsible for you.
We're not doing anything bad.
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know these promoters. I don't know anything about it. It's not under my control. I have nothing to do with it.
I know that.
Remember the SEC came after me and I had nothing to do with it?
Well, me too.
But guess what? They came after me.
And me also.
Right. I don't want to hear about the Ronnie Block Party. It's crazy. Ronnie Block. Robin, what do you think of this?
Well, I hear what you're saying, and I understand that. I don't know how this all started. And I don't know how it became this big either.
I don't know. Shuley, Shuley, I guess, has stand-up.
Right.
Which he always did.
Yeah, but he was always involved with a group of people that were involved with.
Yeah, and then it morphed, and then that somehow fell apart. There was a falling out, and then they latched onto the idea of Ronnie's Block Party.
No, they didn't latch on.
What?
They didn't latch on.
They latched on. They latched on to an idea.
It was Scott the engineer's idea.
Yeah. Well, every bad idea comes from Scott, I believe. Yes, King of all blacks.
Howard, you got to stop that block party.
I'll go sweep the streets, will you please? You and your big mouth.
I don't understand.
Maybe we should stop your shit show because nobody listens to that crap.
I think we did stop it.
Good.
No, we didn't stop it. Something happened.
It's done, man. You don't realize it. It's done. You're over.
What's your point of view on this?
What is, first of all, you know what pisses me off? What does a girl have to do with it? Why don't she sit home? Why don't she sit home?
Yeah. I don't know what this is. Sit home.
Yeah, sit home. Sit home. You do something else. You don't have to be involved with what I'm doing.
Mind your business.
I would tell my wife that.
Yeah, your wife. You lock her in a goddamn closet and you fucking lick her feet. Weirdo. Friggin' weirdo.
Yeah.
Hey, King of all blacks, didn't you ask to be on the block party?
Oh, he begged, man. He begged.
I begged
you. You begged. I got the word that you begged to be on the block party.
I don't beg nobody.
Oh, you're full of shit, man.
I ain't never begged somebody in my life.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you begged your daddy for all the money you got.
So what? So what? I bought it.
So what? Yeah, so what?
It's so annoying. Anyway, here's Ronnie's girlfriend at the block party reading a poem.
Can I go? I got to go bring a guest.
Go ahead.
Since Ronnie loves his poems, I wrote one of my own.
Oh, this is good.
I was bartending away with plans in my hand. Sorry, I already fucked it up again. All right. Let me start that shit.
She's obviously learning the cursing from Ronnie.
Right. This is the way you address the block party crowd.
Over, I'm sorry. I was bartending away with my plans in hand. Then suddenly intruded this man. When he makes me laugh, he brings me to tears. So what if there's 33 years? Instead of dreams of a wild bachelorette for life, it turned into dreams of a partner for life. As he wooed me with his mysterious woman whispering ways, they engulfed me and I knew I would always have a place to stay.
I didn't think Ronnie's poetry could be made worse. Somebody could do worse than him.
We're really not all that risque.
Suddenly I missed the poem Winter.
Right.
It just seems to be our forte to seem that way. I fucked that line up too, I'm sorry. I Dutch oven him all the time.
Ronnie doesn't understand why I want this stopped.
Oh, my goodness.
It's just, it's nothing I really approve of. You know?
Well, it's hard to tell you don't approve.
I really don't.
Well, I understand that. But when you've got the video cameras following you around.
Right, yeah.
And, you know, you get to promote it on the show. It doesn't seem like you don't approve.
Yeah, maybe if I stop all the promotion. I mean, yesterday I tuned in, I hear Ronnie's block party, Lisa G's book. There's a couple other things. Gary's TV show. Who else do we have? It's endless. The only guy I'm suddenly not angry with is Benji. Somehow him I like.
He's probably thinking up something right now to piss you off.
Yeah, how come he can't come up with something to piss me off? Suddenly he's the model employee. Yeah, well, this is my own doing. I kind of like it. Whenever somebody asks me, like, "Hey, can we go do this?" And I go, "I don't want to. I don't want to say no." But other shows, they don't have access. Like Letterman's organization, you can't get to Letterman to even ask him. Rob Burnett is the acting prick, and he goes, "Fuck you! Are you crazy?" We're on the David Letterman show.
People are coming up and saying, "I want to be on the Biff block party."
Yeah,
I want to have the Biff block.
No, they're afraid to. But around here, everyone has access to me, and they're like, "Hey, do you care?" And then I'm like this nice guy that goes, "Yeah, I guess it's okay." I mean, surely going out and doing stand-up on his own time, I don't care. And, and all the promotion that goes on, and go see this one and that one, I'm going to stop it all. It's enough. It's too much. Right?
If you don't like it.
Yeah, and I shouldn't even be, Letterman doesn't have this in his day. He just goes to work, and everyone shits their pants when he shows up. I'm trying to get a Rob Burnett type to do that for me.
You want Gary to be the Rob Burnett, but Gary has projects.
Right. How can Gary tell people no? As soon as he sees an opportunity, he plunks right into it.
Listen, Howard, I would just say one thing, and I'm not trying to... Rob's off doing movies and TV shows
I know. But he's not on Letterman promoting it. And notice Dave didn't have him on as a guest. Did you follow that?
I guess.
Yeah. Okay. You guess or you know?
I know Dave didn't have him on.
Yeah, Dave didn't even show up at the fucking premiere of that movie. He didn't want anything to do with it.
But I know that he was on CBS early show. He wasn't on a lot of shows.
Yeah, exactly. And guess who didn't like it? Dave. Our airwaves are cluttered with fucking projects.
But it's always been this way.
I know. I'm changing it, though. Today,
the new rule?
Right.
Is?
See, I shouldn't even have to make the new rule. That's my executive producer's job. He should be cleaning all this shit up. And I should be like, oh, this is terrible what Gary's doing. I have a new project for everyone if they want to be in on it. It's called The Howard Stern Show. Oh, boss, that's so boring. Why should we just be involved in that? Yes, Manny, you're on the air.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey.
Two things real quick. Gary definitely sounds pretentious, and I don't call my CD collection 600 pieces of plastic.
Oh, you should.
I mean, I think
How many pieces of plastic do you
I'm going to go home and count.
And I also have 496 individual files on my iPod as well.
Nice.
Yes, so.
Thank you, Manny.
Robin, come back to the studio, please.
All right.
All right. As soon as she can. I didn't even want to talk about this. I have so many other things to talk about, Robin.
Yeah, it got started because I guess you and Gary got into it over pieces of vinyl.
Crazy, right?
You know, we talk so much about how, you know, that pretentious language pops up, like the radio language, and then he goes out and does it.
Yeah. Like, you want to be a collector of records, which I think is fine, you know, if you want to do that, but don't come up with your special lingo. Pieces of vinyl. How many pieces of vinyl do you own? I mean, it's ridiculous. And then when I challenge him on it, he gets mad at me.
Hey, Robin, you want to talk about pretentious? Let's get fucking vegucated.
He's so hurt.
Funny.
He's angry with us.
I know.
She doesn't go around saying, how many pieces of vegetables did I eat today?
Yeah.
Would this be a good time to start planning the final 8 months of the block party in extravagant fashion? I mean,
December, the last show is over, and that's it. Goodbye. Okay? I'm not planning anything. We're booked till the end of the year.
It's greatly upset.
Oh, stop with your fucking words, man. What is wrong with you?
Right now? Why is the block party so important to you?
It's not. I don't give a shit. I'll cancel it right now. They can cancel every date. I don't care.
Okay, let's do it.
Go ahead.
Let's do it.
What are you doing? What do you got to do with it?
You clearly don't mean that. It's important.
Cancel it right now.
The block party is part of it.
4 sold-out shows in Boston in 2 weeks.
It's in your blood, Mr. Mund.
Cancel more. Go ahead. I don't give a fuck.
Ronnie, what will you do with all this? Ronnie, what will you do with all this spare time, with all these free weekends?
Have fun with my girlfriend.
Ronnie, the last question, real quick. Has Howard given you enough? Like he said, he gave you a job, a business.
I guess he hasn't given you enough because you're breaking my balls.
No, you haven't given me enough. I'm
not giving you shit.
No, but
why? I'm not giving you shit.
Why do you yearn for more on the weekends? Hasn't he given you enough?
Hey, listen. We like doing it. I have a good time. If it's over, it's over. Fine.
In your opinion, is there
any
way this can be saved?
Oh my God, he goes on and on. He doesn't stop.
Can this party be saved, or is this party over?
Go and ask him. Go ahead, walk in there, big shot. No, be a big shot. Let me see what a big shot you are. Go in there. You're the interviewer here. Go in there and ask him if the fucking thing is really over.
Well, Ronnie, that would be silly.
Why would it be silly?
Because he's in the middle of being on the air. You're not on the air.
But he's talking about me and my block party. You're supposed to be interviewing me about that.
And that's what I'm doing.
Well, you're trying to get the full...
Why would I go in the studio?
You're trying to get the full scoop. No, you're trying to get the full scoop.
I'm trying to get your opinion.
Is it really over? Go ask him.
Try to bait
Go
me
ask him if it's really over.
Mr. Mund, I'll win every time.
All right, goodbye.
Let me ask.
It's over.
Can I?
Go ahead,
I just want to. No, I want to elaborate on something Greg said earlier because I don't know if you got the question. Greg was saying, if the block party is going to end in December, why not between now and then just do huge extravaganzas and really make it count?
Because we have shows booked all the way to the end of the year, and I'm doing one a month, and that's it. I'm not adding any more on. The shows that we have booked already till the end of the year are all pretty big venues, so I'm happy with it, and that's it. So if it's over in December, it's over.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John Hein and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate, Baba Booey. On Monday's wrap-up show, we talked about the guests that were on. We had Adam Carolla stop by, talked about raising money for his film, and talked about what went on at the Jimmy Kimmel wedding, the Jimmy Kimmel Molly wedding. And then Dice Clay came by. He's in a Woody Allen movie. He's kicking ass. And he told some really interesting stories about the early part of his career. And we talked about all of that.
Let's move over to Dice, he didn't get a lot of Dice. Got a little bit of Dice today, but heard a lot of Andrew Dice Clay, meaning, yes, they're two separate people there I'm talking about. He's in a Woody Allen film. A few years ago, he was struggling, and now he really seems to have turned it around, and we'll see what happens with his role.
He's at his best when we get to talk to Andrew, but you know that Dice is waiting around if you need him. You know what I mean?
Well, he popped up a few times.
But I like talking to Andrew because I like to hear the real stories. And, Fred made the point afterwards. He said something to me like, it's amazing what a spark in your career can give you, like a little pep in your step. And I felt that from him today. Things are going well and you could feel the confidence.
I agree. And some of the interns don't know who he is.
Right.
And, when he says he was a rock star and really set the bar, he's being, I wouldn't say he's being modest, but you remember, he's the first one who really sold out those arenas as a comic.
I think for me, I always enjoy when Dice comes on because it really brings me back to being 25 and going to see those shows. You know what I mean? He reminds me of the fun. He reminds me of the most fun part of the 80s.
Let's go to the phones. Dan in Chicago, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, I don't know what your guys take, but the interview with Andrew sounded real bitter. He was talking about how other comics wanted to see people fail. And I don't believe for a minute, especially with the story with Chris Rock, that before Chris Rock went on stage, he goes, people want to see you fail, Chris. To me, that's projecting what people think about Andrew Dice Clay.
I can tell you something, Dan. I can tell you something. After years of working with comedians, he's absolutely right. They fucking hate each other, and they're all a big community until one guy rises up. He's absolutely right. There's just a lot of jealousy. When there's a bunch of guys in the pool, and you're all at the same level, and one guy rises out of the pool, they don't wish him well. They're pissed.
Even Chris Rock, huh? You're saying he's not well liked by his fellow comedians?
No, what Dice was saying is at the time, before... We always thought that Chris was talented, but before Chris had that special, even Chris says he wasn't playing at his A game, that he wasn't putting all his efforts into it. He was on Saturday Night Live, but he wasn't killing it there. And that special was like, damn, I thought Chris Rock was funny, but I didn't know he was funny like this. And I think that's what Dice was saying.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it just, to me, as I said again, it seems like he was real bitter because I do get the impression that a lot of people wanted to see Dice fail. There's no question in my mind. He's loud, he's obnoxious, and I could see a lot of fellow comedians.
I can give you the list of people that people want to see fail. What's the guy that was just selling out arenas?
Dane Cook?
Dane Cook. They all hated Dane Cook. When he was one of them, they loved him. As soon as he got arenas, they fucking hate him. And it's like that for a lot of people who have success.
Do you think Louis C.K. gets that kind of backlash? He seems to have a respect from the comedian community.
Yeah, but the thing is that Louis C.K. is doing two things. He's doing it his own way, and he's doing it in a very independent, almost like doing independent movies. In other words, Louis C.K. doesn't have a sitcom on NBC. He's doing his show on a smaller channel and doing it the way he wants.
So he's kept his cred almost.
Well, it's also, if you're going to hate the guy, it's hard to hate him when he's writing it and doing it all on his own.
We heard Mark Maron was talking about that on the show, about how when your buddy makes it, and it's your buddy, you're happy, but you're not happy.
Yeah. I've seen it a lot. Comedians they're a strange group in the sense that people are funny or can do that because there's a lot of weird shit that's gone on in their life that sort of brings that out.
And to segue into the other guest today, Adam Carolla, people think Adam and Jimmy must hate each other because, Jimmy's doing Jimmy Kimmel Live and Adam's doing a podcast. Not that Adam's not successful, but how can they still like each other and be friends? And in that universe, I know they're not stand-ups per se, but you think that there would just be a lot of envy and, jealousy.
Listen, if Adam was here now, I'd ask him. The truth is, there probably must have come a moment for him where he could have had that feeling and might have had it for a minute, and then he got past it. It had to have, because they started out as equals, and Adam's successful. See, that's the rub. I was talking the other day about a friend of ours that we used to work with at K-Rock, Mark Coppola. Mark Coppola is Nicolas Cage's brother. He's Francis Ford Coppola's nephew. He's Sofia Coppola's cousin. But Mark Coppola is a legendary DJ in New York for over 30 years. No easy task. In the biggest market in the country, yet he'll never be what his family is. And I was like, it's okay to be happy with doing something great if it isn't as great as everybody else.
Jim in Ohio, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, I guess I want to start off by saying I don't like Dice. I don't think he's funny. And for some reason, I decided to listen a little bit more than I would have. And I was glad to hear Andrew in, because I really found him interesting and what he had to say and how his life was. And I could be wrong, but it's the first time I heard him as Andrew separate from Dice.
I don't know that it's the first time, but it was one of the better times. There's no doubt.
Right, and it was really good. Not saying I still don't think he's funny, but he sounds like a good guy, better than I thought he was.
Yep, you don't have to love everybody, but as long as they pique your curiosity, then we're doing all right.
And that's it. He did good. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
All right, thanks, Jim. We're going to move over to Adam Carolla now and Jimmy. And Howard and Adam spent the first 5 minutes talking about how generous of a guy Jimmy is. And is that true, Gary? I mean, is he that generous of a guy?
It is. I mean, I've seen it. He's, if you talk about something you like, I've seen him send it to people. Or even if you talk about something, like he sent me links to stuff that he's heard me talking about on the air. And, he's on his honeymoon right now. And I just got an email from him with a photograph in Italy. There's a sign for a castle, Castello Nuovo dell'Abate. And it's like, hey, Baba Booey's in Italy, which, it sounds stupid, but like you could send that when you get back. That's just his thing. He likes to send stuff to people that makes him happy.
Well, Adam told that story when Mancho was getting a little successful. They wanted to stop getting each other gifts, and Jimmy's like, no, I not because he wanted them, because he wanted to keep giving them.
I totally get that. He's that way. After my debacle on his show, he sent me a Tom Seaver autographed baseball.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Now, did you think that Howard was impressed that Adam said something at the wedding, or thought Adam was kind of pushing his luck when you heard how the story unfolded?
I don't know. I mean, I think there's a part of Howard that wanted to get up and talk, but there's also, it's an interesting group, and you don't want to. If you don't talk, you don't fail. And he's like, you know what? I'm here for fun. I don't have to get up and talk.
Why was he so put off by the fact that Adam drinks every night before he goes to bed?
I don't know. I mean, Howard used to drink a lot. I don't think he drank every night before he went to bed. I don't know. I was laughing today because, Howard was saying that, John's fat, Benji's fat, Jason's fat, I'm fat. And I was joking that when Howard's fat, nobody's fat. When Howard's thin, everybody's fat again.
Oh, so you think he's saying that because he's in good shape for AGT?
I mean, I think when he, first of all, I never thought he was, like when he said he was 15 pounds heavier, could you see that on him?
No.
Does he look like he lost 15 pounds
No.
too? He looks the same all the time.
Yeah.
So you don't think any of those guys are fat?
No, I do think they're.
All right.
But I mean, I think I'm thinner than Benji.
Yeah.
No, but I think the correlation you're making is as Howard's weights drop, your weight increases.
And he's more comfortable pointing out who's fat.
Yeah. And then somebody pointed out there are a few thin people here. But also, Jason's sweat on the back of his shirt did not help matters.
Did you see that this morning?
You couldn't miss it. I asked if it was raining outside because he was that wet. But what can you do? Getting back to Adam, I mean, Richard, I don't know if Richard drinks every night before bed, but Richard drinks quite a bit. But look, that's just the way he is. And it seems like there's a part of Adam's personality that Howard has a tough time relating to. Is that fair?
Yes. I mean, he's a guy's guy about, when it comes to building stuff and cars and his drinking. And Adam also has a very much like, I don't give a shit attitude. It's like, I'm going to do what I want.
Well, you heard that when he was talking about the politics and, how Hollywood makes you choose a side and this and that. And Howard asked who he voted for, and he's like, I don't vote. And immediately Robin was like, well, then you can't talk about politics if you don't vote.
I sort of agree with that. If you're not part of the process, then you're just a person on the sidelines yelling and making noise.
Let me ask you guys, because you just mentioned Robin, and we've talked about the Dr. Drew thing, and Adam kind of was asking, hey, Robin, do you have a problem with me? Did you guys pick that up?
Oh, yeah, no, he went at her. He's like,
a few times.
He goes, what are you, the angel on my fucking shoulder? And he felt she was breaking his balls. Do you think she was breaking his balls because he's a friend of Dr. Drew's?
Sometimes she's extra critical with people, and it did sound like she had a little bit of that today
when she said that his book hasn't sold any copies. That part.
By the way, what's the basis of that? I think his book did pretty well.
I think it did well too. I don't know. Maybe there is a little Dr. Drew venom spewing out from Robin.
Interesting.
But then he talked about the movie he's doing and how he's raising money, Kickstarter-esque. I know it's not on Kickstarter; it's on something else.
Fund anything.
But how is that different than? The government cheese he talks about, is he drawing a fine line there, or was it a fair analogy to me?
I think it's a fair analogy in the sense of what you're saying is when you do this, and again, it's fair to say it if you're going to just be upfront about it, is I love this project, but not enough to put my own money behind it. So I'm going to see if the audience wants to fund it, because then I could do it the way I want to do it. The point of why these people bring all these projects there is because if they go to the studios, then they have to do it the way the studio wants them to do it. So they're bringing it to the people because they're like, you can be part of our whole process, and we're going to do it the way we want to do it. But he's right. You're asking, he's probably got the money to fund it. I think, it would be foolish to fund your own movie because it's $1 million is a lot of money to give up.
Well, Howard said, sell a couple of those cars and you can fund that movie. And
I thought what he said about the concerts was a fair and a good way to look at it. When a band comes to town, you don't have to go see them, and if you want to, you can buy front row tickets or you can buy a balcony ticket.
But you sort of know what you're going to get at a concert.
And I think Adam's fans saw the Hammer and they know what they're going to get out of this one.
Again, I have no problem with the Kickstarter thing whatsoever. Nobody's twisting anybody's arm.
Is there any project you could think of that you would do that for?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, he just died, but I kept using the analogy. If they were going to do a Sopranos movie, and I'd probably throw $100 in. I would, before Gandolfini passed away. That's a show that I really care about. But I don't know.
I meant more of a personal project. Like I could see JD's doing something like that. Like he wants to make this movie, but he wouldn't want to exploit. He would feel like he was exploiting the audience if he did that.
No, I would. I think that I'm not at a level where I should start taking people's money. But I am willing to throw in $20 for the Kajagoogoo reunion.
You throw in $100 for a Sopranos movie, Joey G calls you for the rest of your life. By the way,
Jeff in New York, you're on the wrap-up show.
200, he doesn't.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, what's up? I just wanted to say that, Adam Carolla is pretty much the Howard Stern of the internet world. He's got, a massive following just like Howard. Yeah, so just, throw that out there to you guys.
No, I know his podcast is tremendously successful. Steve Brandano's a huge fan of it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I should say that I'm a big fan of Adam Carolla's podcast, and maybe that's why I'm defending him a little bit.
Steve's the one who told me that he's the podfather. I never heard that expression. Steve told me that.
Well, the other thing is his booze is, doing amazing.
Is it?
Yeah. He apparently brought some with him because he did a bunch of shows from Caroline's this past weekend, and I heard he sold every single, he brought 4 cases, sold every single one.
Mangria,
it's all the rage.
Have you drank that stuff?
I had a party at my house. Someone brought a bottle. I had a half a glass of
someone
one.
Who's a real fan actually purchased.
No, they didn't buy it. Someone from this show who got the ones that they sent brought it to the party.
Right.
But it was the thought that counts.
Is that weird when somebody brings free shit to your party?
No, because I was happy to have Mangria at the party. But
if it wasn't Mangria, though.
Yeah, it would be I know where you got this, but still, it's nice.
Understandable.
Nice. Thought that counts.
On Tuesday's wrap-up show, we talked about Alec Baldwin's interview, how he deals with Twitter haters, and how we all deal with Twitter haters. And then we heard from Ronnie and how he single-handedly saved the hottest chick, biggest fan contest. He'll tell you for himself.
You heard the great Alec Baldwin. And Gary, when him and Howard just start talking, it's like they could be sitting on a beach out east just bullshitting about a bunch of stuff. They're very comfortable with one another.
Yeah, and Alec's very amused by Howard. I thought it was a great moment today where he said, "Oh, I love how you asked me about my movie acting, and then you're going to follow up with something about my private life." But Alec, he's sort of, he knows what he's getting. He likes Howard, and he's never been short on speaking his mind.
This is a question that really goes to all you guys. With Twitter, Alec can't let it go. And I understand when you can't abandon your account because someone picks up your name if you decide to cancel it, but you can't, he doesn't want to read it, but he wants to read it. He's retweeting now because he doesn't want to tweet, and it's this whole thing. But Does it surprise you that he reads what other people have to say, and it really affects him?
It doesn't surprise me that he reads it, but it does surprise me that it affects him. I always wonder how celebrities pick up the tabloids, and there's always rumors of whether somebody's gay or whether somebody's cheating, and it just, I don't know, it just seems to, some people let it roll off their backs, and Alex, one of those people who just doesn't let it roll off his back.
No, he doesn't let anything roll off his back.
But I was talking to you about this earlier. Like, I read tweets and I get really upset by them, but I try to ignore them. And I said, how do you handle it? And you said you just show it a different way. What do you do, like break dishes?
Not dishes, but no. I mean, look, on Twitter, it's part of what you.
JD, how do you handle it?
Yeah, JD, how do you?
Like, in other words, if somebody would write today, JD's a fucking loser.
Oh, I had that.
Like,
I did have that today. I blocked him.
So you just block people.
Yeah.
But see, I was doing that for a while. Jason turned me on to that.
And if someone's being a real dick, I'll put report for spam.
But if you block someone, aren't you? In essence, haven't they won? They've affected you.
I don't care.
They got to you.
I don't have to see what they have to say anymore. So there.
See, I even stopped blocking people.
Well, then you're just
ignore
keep
'em.
reading their bullshit.
Well, Ronnie, how do you deal with the haters, as you call them?
I ignore them, and sometimes I answer them. Sometimes I aggravate.
Well, see,
them.
that's what they want.
Yeah,
they want
but
the
I
attention.
aggravate them.
Wait, Ronnie, if you ignore them, then you can't answer them.
Well, I do both. Okay, John, what are you doing, man?
That's John's fault. He answered the question that way.
Yeah, exactly. Stupid question. But I said I ignore them, or I'll answer.
But can they like affect your day? Like, can they really?
Certain things. There's one guy who really used to get to me, but him I blocked.
How about you, Benji?
He was saying things.
There's so much
shit.
of it. It's like it really on Twitter, it does not faze me at all. There's just so much, and you realize everyone gets it. No matter who it is, everyone gets it. It's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I can imagine, like, if Mother Teresa were alive and had an account, you would just be horrible to her.
Yeah,
Some people.
But that's the great thing about Twitter. I mean, what you type may be affecting, Alec Baldwin or something like that, whereas you would never have access to these people before.
Yep.
And that's why people sort of come at you in some ways.
Yeah, I liked it better.
The crazy part of it is, though, these same people who hate you on Twitter, when they meet you in person, like at a thing we're at, they love us to death. It's like, we're only fucking around with you,
Yeah, I don't get
we
that.
Love you.
I hate whenever they insult you, and then like you act pissed off, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm just busting balls."
Because that's a lot of this show is based on that.
I know, but I don't know them.
Hold
Who
on.
gives them the right to bust my balls?
Because as fans of the show, they feel like they're part of this atmosphere, and they get a chance to sort of do what everybody here does to one another.
I don't think it's not unique for our show at all.
No, it's not. I liked it better in the old days where, like, in the prehistoric days, when if somebody didn't like you, they had to make the effort to put a pen to paper or even send an effects. Like, there was an effort to be made. Now, somebody's sitting at their computer and their every whim and thought just goes right into the computer.
You saying it's too easy to insult you?
Yes, because I liked it when it took a little bit of effort, because when it took effort, most people wouldn't do it.
Well, that would be scary to get letters like that.
I did.
Can I just say, and obviously, I like busting on JD and everybody around here, but a couple weeks ago, I put up an Instagram picture of JD and Jason Biggs, which I thought looked great. It
was great.
And I swear, within half a second of me hitting the submit button, it was, whoa, JD, you're fat. Whoa, you're fat. And I felt horrible. I'm like, these people are just like, it's crazy. Why would that be the first thing that you write?
Because that's how you get attention. I looked at that picture and I go, wow, Jason Biggs likes JD.
Yeah, he looked really happy to be here.
Brian in Detroit, you're on the wrap-up show.
And I was fat.
Hey, guys. I'm going to tell you a quick story, but first I'll tell you, there was in that Phil Spector movie, I'm sure you saw it
I did.
on HBO.
Yeah.
One of the things that Al Pacino in his great Phil Spector rant says, any success turns the grateful into an audience and the jealous into a mob. That's so true. You guys have to let it roll off your back, because more often than not, you're idiots that envy all of you and what you do and the success you've had.
Well,
that's just me. That's one man. And Phil Spector, apparently. But the story I wanted to tell you was about Alec Baldwin. He was in Camillus, upstate New York, outside of Syracuse. I was working as a reporter at the time. And I sort of followed him out of the interview that he did for, like a pool of reporters, and wanted to ask him some questions. They kind of blew me off. He was in a rush. And I said, hey, Alec, just to let you know, big fan of you on Howard. Stopped, got out of his car, did the interview. Total sweetheart. And so I think it's a testament to his relationship and how well you guys have treated him.
Yeah, I think that Alex, one of those guys that when he leaves here or when he's on the show and he walks down the street in the truck, I think he digs. The truck drivers go, "Her John Howard." He always brings that up, and he does that voice.
He's a New York guy.
Right.
I love that about him.
And we're going to move on to the big contest today. 4 very worthy contestants in there, and after all the questions, we found out that Amy was the big winner. She knew the show, knew it well, but I was impressed not only by how all the girls looked, but also by their knowledge. They were worthy contestants. Would you say, Gary?
Nah, I thought that some of them missed some pretty easy questions. I think that they were hot chicks, and I bet you there's hotter chicks out there that know more, but they didn't send their stuff in. So we went with the hottest chicks we had. Listen, the hotness was not in question.
Well, I gave the preliminary test to dozens of girls, and there were 10 what I considered relatively easy questions. And after going through like maybe a dozen girls, I stopped and I went to Gary and I'm like, enough scoring some on these tests. Are these questions too hard? Gary said, no, go with them.
There's people that are fans of the show, but the questions are harder than like we know the answers.
Right.
But there was I couldn't remember. There was a question on there today. And it wasn't the banners. No, the hitters I knew.
That was hard.
That's a really hard question. But there was another question.
The Tracy intern wrangler one?
I didn't know
was a little
that.
tough one.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But I knew that.
Oh, I knew that one. I was surprised that the video caddy didn't get correct. I was very surprised by that.
But they all had a different variation.
Right, they knew it, but they didn't know it.
I felt so bad for Steve Brandano because type 1 diabetes is his whole identity, and he was the only one they didn't guess.
Well, I guess it's not as
Black
identity.
Keys was the whole identity.
Well, Black Keys and diabetes.
And Gary, moving off the questions for a second, though, and yeah, everyone did know I was a type 1 diabetic, shockingly. But, Gary, the camera on your head all day. Okay? Now, I know that Doug wanted the Gary Dell'Abate POV, but to me, I thought Doug wanted to make fun of Gary. That's what I thought.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, I was a good sport about it. I get it. It looked funny on camera.
I give you a ton of credit, by the way. You're always a good sport about stuff like that. You're producing the show. You're pulling the segment together.
Well,
and you have a GoPro on your head.
Gary's working on a new radio segment where we mic Doug's balls for an entire day. So there will be some payback.
There was some interesting stuff we really did. Today was a crazy show behind the scenes because one of the girls got in late last night because of the accident at LaGuardia Airport, and one of them was on a plane. And when Howard said Gary is the 4th girl here, she was in the elevator. Like she got stuck in Buffalo last night. As we have footage of me, I'm dialing her every 5 minutes, and then Ronnie goes out to get her, and she comes up. There was a lot going on.
And Ronnie, you had a lot to do with the big win today, didn't you? You were helping out back there.
Well, the one girl, they lost her luggage, and she didn't have a dress to wear.
And she almost wasn't going to participate today.
Yeah. Right. She was almost in tears. She was practically crying this morning because she was so bummed out. She had she really didn't have her makeup stuff. She didn't have her shoes.
And she'd been traveling.
She didn't have a dress.
And she'd been traveling for the last 14 hours. She was supposed to take a 1 o'clock flight out of Chicago yesterday. And I think she ended up leaving at 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
I took it by the balls, and I went in there and I talked to Megan when her husband said, she has another outfit. And I said, let me see the other outfit that she has. And it was a really cute outfit, actually the one that Megan wound up wearing, a little mini skirt with a top that I made her leave a couple of buttons open. Her boobs were hanging out. And then she took the dress that she was supposed to wear and gave it to Amy to wear. And that built up Amy's confidence to really go and win the game.
What was the big determination you made for Amy's outfit?
Oh, to push up bra to make sure her boobs were hanging out.
Well, she said bra or no bra.
Well, we looked at it both ways, Gary.
We did?
You did.
Who's we?
Nope.
Me, myself, and I.
And the Howard TV cameras.
Okay.
We saw her without it, and it didn't look as good, even with the dress pulled down a little bit. Then we put the push-up bra on, and with the dress pulled down a little bit, the boobs were just falling right out. It was great.
When did you become such an expert with this?
And the other girl, Heather's friend, lent her shoes to wear. Her shoes.
Ronnie had her try on with a bra and without also.
Right. Exactly.
So you cobbled this whole outfit together.
The whole outfit.
And she ended up winning.
And she was happy as could be. She went in the bathroom. She fixed her makeup. She was all happy. She said, I'm going to go in there now. I got the confidence, blah, blah, blah. And she won in.
Clearly, we have no need for security up here because right for the half hour.
Is Ronnie her version of performance-enhancing drugs?
But Ronnie, listen, I'll give Ronnie all the credit in the world. He knows how to get chicks to look hot. He knows. He just goes in there. You know what it is? You know what Ronnie's move is? She doesn't even give him an option. He
Right.
just said, "Look, you're going to put on this dress. We're going to try it with the bra and without the bra." Like, and
I understand
think
that with
girls
strippers,
respond
but
to
it's
that.
just a girl. And give her your shoes.
No,
I mean,
he's got a whole. I've hung with Ronnie a lot. We used to do photo shoots at strip clubs, and he does have a way he talks to strippers and a way he talks to, as he would call them, civilians. And the civilians, he has a much kinder approach.
Right. Well, I tell the story all the time. Ronnie and I were doing an opening of a Scores or a Rick's or something somewhere down in Florida, and it was like late at night, and he goes, "You dance with her.
Yeah.
You come from behind." And they all start moving.
Now, JD, you see the success that Ronnie has, and with not just himself but others, and his sort of take charge attitude. Can you adopt that kind of attitude, and maybe it would help you out?
Sometimes I do.
He's trying.
You do?
Yeah, sometimes.
He tries.
Yeah, you don't. I don't say everything that I'm up to.
So give us an example.
No, I don't. I can't think of one at the moment.
But
But
let me explain about him with that Amy girl. The Amy girl we met in Jamaica. She came with a guy though. They weren't even part of our thing. They had happened to.
She said that they were stopping by. Or
well, they
something,
stopped by because we were
Jamaica.
there.
Right.
They were. Where were they? At Hedonism, whatever it is.
Something like that.
Was that
Where?
No, I don't think you said that right.
Hedonism.
Yeah.
So one more time.
They were at hedonism. Okay? And they heard we were there. They were at another hotel where this whole thing was going on. And they came over to say hello. And I was real nice. And she was hot. And they were in the pool. And I said, well, why don't you just come and hang out tonight at our thing? And they wound up coming and hanging out. And then they showed up in Boston also. She's from Arizona, and the guy's from Rhode Island.
So Amy's pretty wild. I mean, that hedonism is a
and that's only her fuck buddy, and that's what I was telling him. I said, dude, you could have fucked her. It doesn't. It didn't make a difference.
That one other girl we talked about
She
on the
didn't
air
care.
from Jamaica said. Remember, we talked about her a couple of days ago on the air. That girl Allie, who said that she had a boyfriend there, and you were still texting her and tweeting her the whole time.
well,
so,
yeah.
how do you make the determination between I'll go after one girl with a boyfriend, but not the other girl?
Easy. She said that guy was her fuck buddy. That she fucks other guys.
Amy said this?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, Amy said that.
So, then that's a no-brainer.
Amy said that. Plain as day. And she said it in Boston also.
So what's the problem?
But the other one, Allie, she was full of shit.
I haven't had these conversations with Amy.
Ronnie has.
Obviously.
She said JD's my.
taking up her time.
She said JD's my non-fuck buddy.
Did you get laid in Jamaica?
No, I did not.
I think that's called a buddy.
And with that, we will wrap up today's wrap-up show.
This is a Howard TV original production. On this episode, Gary Dell'Abate receives a Lifetime Achievement Award that makes the Stern Show proud.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, Gary Dell'Abate.
And Lisa G releases her book, Sex, Lies, and Cookies.
Thanks so much.
What's your problem? Testing 1, 2.
Baba Boo.
Yeah.
Hey-oh, yeah. When we're doing the radio show, we're not sitting there talking about our charitable works per se. We're in the business of making people laugh and entertain. So I think people are shocked when they see that we're actual human beings with outside lives and we care about things.
In the town where I live, there's an AIDS organization called Red Ribbon. So they called and they asked if they could honor me. I like the idea of it because I really felt like I was raising some money for Lifebeat, but also raising some money locally in my hometown. So it seemed like a very good idea, and I agreed to do it. I lost my brother to AIDS in 1991. I wrote pretty extensively about it in my book. There's a whole chapter about him. And not long after he died, I really felt the need to somehow get involved to honor his memory. And that's when I got involved with Lifebeat. That was almost 18 or 19 years ago, and now I'm the president of Lifebeat. But it's one of those things where, it makes me just feel good and remember my brother in a good way when I go out and do stuff like this.
There's a huge misconception that AIDS is either cured or contained, and that's just not the case.
This was a big event. This was a big, big event. All my friends were there. A lot of family was there. My son came home from upstate New York from college.
So why are you proud of your dad?
We're excited. I mean, he works really hard for what he does. It means a lot to him, and it's all paying off tonight. Obviously, he's being honored, so it should be a good time.
And then all of our friends, some from Connecticut, some from a bunch of my friends from Long Island that I grew up with, some from New York City, and of course I had my work crew.
And I was really happy that there was a charity event being held in his honor, because more often people are goofing on him for whatever reason. So I donated to the cause and drove up from Long Island to be there, and I'm really glad that I did.
I support Gary with anything. I mean, he's been so supportive of me and supportive of my career, and, I would go anywhere to show him my support.
Gary invited me to this event that he's receiving this award, to be there to support him, and for something that's good too, for a good cause is nice. So he deserved it, and I wanted to be there to support him.
Here we are, boss. This is my big event, boss.
Also, I was there to make fun of me. It wouldn't be a night without Sal goofing on me.
I'm being honored. This is amazing. This is for the extremely large amounts of calcium and vinyl event. We want to see what's heavier, my teeth or the vinyl.
It's kind of like a play on words, because she said, hey, Gary's here for AIDS. And I'm like, why would Gary be here for AIDS? You should be fighting AIDS. You shouldn't be here for AIDS. We're not here to promote AIDS, and I just visioned Gary go,
I'm here for AIDS, boy. That's what I do.
The senator from Connecticut showed up.
Gary is really one of those people who gives of himself, who contributes so enormously from his heart.
When it's happening, it's so overwhelming that it's hard to really absorb it.
Big night, Gary. Congratulations. How does it feel?
It's overwhelming because it's just starting, but all my family's here. Have you met my brother yet? You should definitely talk to him. My brother's here from Texas.
So how does it feel being here? Your brother's being honored.
Oh, I'm very proud. Very proud.
Does it bring up a lot of emotion?
Yes, it does.
In what way?
Well, my brother Stephen, who passed away from AIDS. I'm very proud of the fact that he's been doing this.
How proud are you of your husband?
I'm really proud of Gary.
Yeah.
He works hard, and this organization means a lot to him. Life Beat.
My wife and I just moved in.
Primarily, and then pairing up with Red Ribbon tonight was just a natural, pairing.
Here's Mark and the band.
I knew I should have worn a tie.
They hired Mark McGrath and Sugar Ray to perform.
Good to see you again, of course.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Jackson, pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Lucas, how you doing?
All along, they were saying, hey, we're going to try to get this band, we're going to try to get that band. And, you try to get people and schedules don't work out. And so when I heard that they were able to get those guys, it was great because I know Mark is a super fan, and I knew he was going to put in the extra effort.
Well, congratulations, Gary. I mean, it's such an honor to play, man.
Hi, I'm Lisa G, and I'm here to tell you about my new book, Sex, Lies, and Cookies. What I love about Sex, Lies, and Cookies is that you can see the journey that I go on through cookies. I work on the Howard Stern Show, and yes, I'm perceived as, straight-laced. I go home at night, I play my violin. But I think when people read this book, they will be shocked that, yes, I had a past, and yes, it involved a lot of sex, and yes, I was hanging from chandeliers. I would say the most outrageous thing I ever did to win over a man was the time that I made my How to Get a Man chocolate chip cheesecake squares, also known as booty call cheesecake squares. Took off all my clothes, slipped on my mink coat, and rang this guy's doorbell, hoping and thinking that he was going to fall in love with me. Adopting my cat was really a very big deal for me. It was so hard for me to open up my heart because I thought I would get hurt in the end. Yes, his name is Lucky, but I feel so lucky that I found something that I could love and cherish and not be afraid of it. The moral of the story, Love yourself first. Make yourself cookies. What inspired me to write Sex, Lies, and Cookies is that I felt that I had what I think is an inspiring story for young women. And working here at the Stern Show, I would always say to myself, if they only knew how hard it was for me to get to a good place, that's what got me thinking, you know what, I would really love to write a book.
My thought was, why? You know, what could it be? I mean, I don't know that much about Lisa G in terms of her past. I know her from working here. I didn't know she had anything to write about, but of course they say everybody has a story in them. And then, you know, then she described to me the theme of the book, which was her romances and what she learned from them and stuff. So, okay, that's good. That's good. And I was happy for her, actually. It sounded reasonable.
You'll read some fun stories, some sad stories, some crazy stories, and then each chapter will have a cookie recipe that reflects what was going on in my life.
Sex, Lies, Cookies. We hadn't heard much of any sort of sex talk from Lisa on the show. And every time she was asked about anything having to do with sex, she shied away from it. So frankly, I was surprised when I heard that this book was in the works.
It's really how cookies save the day, or how they reflect what crazy things were going on in my dating life, and how I try to use cookies to feel better about certain things.
My initial reaction on hearing Lisa was doing a book called Sex, Lies, and Cookies was, cookies? Okay, she has cookie parties, she's into baking, that's fine. Lies? Seems like a pretty honest person, but I'm sure she's told a couple in her life. Sex?
I think it's clear that Lisa does have some sort of fan base, as evidenced by the Sweet and Meat. It's clear that she has some sort of following.
Hey, nice to meet you. Thank you for coming.
And nice to meet you. I'm Wendy Spencer.
All right. Hi. Oh, hi. Who are you?
I'm Patty.
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you. There's a toast to all of you. Thank you so much. Yay!
She does have a fan base out there. It's other broads that don't like sex, and they are big on Lisa. They love her work. They love her lack of sex. She sold tickets to the Sweet and Greet. That should say it all. People paid $100 to sit in a bakery with Lisa with no air conditioning.
Lisa, love you, bye.
Just really lovely. Hi, Magnolia. The book cover. You know, Howard loves photography.
Let's see what this looks like.
So, Lily, what's your question today?
Now you have more toward the beach and toward the camera. Nice, nice. Lose the smile. Love it. And the particular kind of photography I like is sort of fashion photography and sort of this highly stylized photography. And the guy who teaches it said to me, you know, you can't always photograph your wife. And you got to find some other subjects.
I was thinking that he would think it would be a great honor to take a photograph for a book. So it wasn't the fact that he was Howard Stern, it was Howard who loves photography.
I told Lisa I'm going to shoot the cover to her book. She asked me to do it. I said I would do it.
Is that right?
Yeah, why not?
So nice, thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to try something there with Lisa.
So when Lisa approached me, it seemed like a great project for me. And I thought, you know what, why not do something nice for Lisa?
I have a whole concept in mind.
That's right. I got all the supplies, all the...
Yeah.
What supplies? Did you send her a list?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Ah.
I have a vision of Lisa.
It is a ballsy move to ask Howard Stern to shoot your book cover. I think it puts Howard in a precarious position because he doesn't like to say no.
Are you going to loosen up?
I got my push-up tops, the push-up bras. I got supplies. I have tops. I have hair extensions. I have everything.
Did you get the red thing I told you to get? Chunky around your neck?
That's on the list.
Yeah.
I have to get that.
All right, get that.
It was a great scheme because I think she figured that was the way she was going to promote her book.
I didn't think he would be gung-ho to do this, but she's smart. She hit upon something that Howard has been doing lately and is really into, which is photography. And it was a challenge to him. And I think that's why he agreed to do it, because it was something new that he could learn.
All right. And don't be nervous. You'll do fine. You look good.
Okay.
But you got to be sexy. This is you're calling the book Sex, Lies, and Cookies, so it's got to be sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about that.
He had an idea in his head of the way he wanted it to look. It was a great photo shoot. It really was.
And I just wanted to make a very glamorous kind of flat lighting look that I thought would look attractive for Lisa.
I photographed Lisa on Thursday for her book cover. Lisa looked good. She had a whole bunch of outfits. Photographed her, gave her some beautiful lighting.
Did you do something really sexy? Because that was the question.
You know what? Lisa, if you don't mind me saying, Lisa, you got some big rack. Like,
All right! It was really fun hearing Howard tell the audience that, yeah, her boobs are real.
Yeah, I was actually shocked because people said, did you push them up in some way? Did you Photoshop them? I said, no, those are her boobs.
I've never walked into work and went, wow, look at Lisa's tits today. Not once. I've said it about Benji, but not Lisa.
Look at the rack on.
What? Get the fuck out of here.
I thought, I can't wait for Lisa to see who this woman is on the front of her book, because that's not the woman I work with every day.
Maybe I had false eyelashes on, a couple of hair extensions, but the boobs are real.
She was a trooper. She sat there. She stuck the titties out. She could put on great makeup, lipstick, all that stuff. She did whatever I told her to do, and she got a good result.
Well, I was happy. You know, the more I go into photography, the more I start planning conceptually what I want to do now, and maybe I would have even come up with some other concepts. But it was pretty straightforward for her thing.
Everything Howard does, he does 150%. And this book cover was no exception. So whether in his heart he really wanted to do it or not, he did it and he knocked it out of the park.
He did an amazing job. I am so proud of the cover for Sex, Lies, and Cookies, and I think he is too.
The way the night played out was there was a cocktail hour, and then there were some people there for that. Then we sat down to eat.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for dinner. Please come to the orchestra and find your seats.
When I first agreed to do this, they said, you know, we're going to do a video about you. Now, I've been to a lot of charity events where they do a video on the person, and they can be very long and very boring. The video was amazing.
Well, his involvement with the fight against AIDS comes from a very personal place, which is rooted firmly in his love of family. So let's take a look.
I think it's people who listen to the show on a very peripheral basis or don't listen to the show. Those are the people, the worst people to deal with. Oh, the Howard Stern Show, they must all be evil, horrible people.
He's sort of the more reasonable family guy on the show. I think that if you really listen, that you'll find that about him.
We feel we're very blessed with what we have, that, if we are, we should, we have the ability to give back, and we should. I had this big Christmas party at my house. I must have been up till about 4 in the morning. And the next morning, my phone rang. It was like 9 in the morning. And my brother Anthony called. He said, listen, I have to tell you something. And I said, what? He said, Stephen has AIDS. And I was like, I felt like I got hit over the head with a 2x4, because it was just, even though you can sort of set yourself up to anticipate it's coming, when it actually comes, you can never be ready for it.
On the day in 1991 when you got the voicemail from your dad that said Gary Stephen passed away, was it relief?
It was relief. It was relief, because at that point, I knew he wasn't going to recover. I knew that he was suffering.
This is so dear to his heart. He loved his brother more than anything. And this is just part of, him being giving and honoring his memory.
Whenever I go out, I'm like, Stephen, what should I say today? And yeah, when I do it, it's a way for me not to forget him.
You think he's proud of you?
Oh, I know he is. I know he would be proud of me. We had a great relationship, and he was very charitable too. And I think if everything were flipped around, he'd be doing the same thing.
The video's amazing, and it's funny, I sent it to a lot of my relatives that couldn't come. I sent it to them, and the feedback I got was, emails that would make you cry, of how proud they were, but also, what a tribute it was to my brother, who they knew and grew up with. All around, just great stuff.
It is with great pleasure I present you, Gary Dell'Abate, with the Lifetime Achievement Award, Jonathan Scare Lifetime Achievement Award. Gary.
I couldn't really relax until I gave my speech, which was a lot later than I thought it was going to be. I didn't even have a drink till I gave my speech, which was at about 10 o'clock at night.
Gary, you're an honor and inspiration to us all, my brother. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, Gary Dell'Abate.
Thank you, man.
Wow.
I'm always nervous giving a speech in front of any large group of people, especially when it's so many people I know and love.
It's an overwhelming outpouring of support from friends and family. It's I feel like I'm at my bar mitzvah, but I'm not Jewish, so it's like my confirm mitzvah.
It was nice to see Gary up there talking sincerely about, what he did and why he believes in this cause, and not having anyone there yelling Baba Booey during it or goofing on him. And he got his point across in a very sweet way. And I was glad I was there live to celebrate the moment with my good friend.
We do some incredible work. We go on tour with some of the biggest names in music, like Madonna, U2, and Coldplay. We set up tables while we're on tour with them where we can do outreach programs. We distribute condoms. We distribute educational materials. And this is really important that we reach the younger people, because you've heard it a couple of times before, but infections are on the rise.
I wasn't even aware of all the work you put into it. The only Gary I know is the guy who eats cookies and falls asleep all day. So when he went through the whole list of things that he did to make this thing such a great event, was quite surprising.
Life constantly throws you curveballs, and you have to figure out how to handle them. While at times my motives may seem altruistic, they're also selfishly cathartic. If you had a tragedy in your life, or you come upon a hurdle in your life and you work to correct it, it makes you feel really good. I highly recommend it.
The video was easy to watch because I'd watched it a bunch of times and shown it to some people. The harder part for me was the speech. I had written a part in the speech, and when I'd read it a couple of times, I got like a little choked up, and I was just afraid. I know listen, if you're gonna get choked up and you're trying to raise money, that would be the place.
I have to thank my wife Mary and my kids Jackson and Lucas, and they've been so supportive. And Jackson and Lucas, I don't want to get your heads big, but so many people have come up to me tonight and told me what great kids you are, what a great job Mom and I have done. And Jackson came home from college tonight. In fact, he's at Syracuse. The game's on the TV outside right now, yet he chose to be here with Dad. Thank you very much. They never met my brother, but they listen to my stories and they ask me questions about him, and it's almost as if they had met him. So doing the work I do is a way to honor him. Every time I raise $1, every time I give a speech, every time I go to an event like this, it reminds me of him. It's my way to remember him, and I want to thank all of you for helping me to keep his memory alive. Thank you.
1 second, Gary, 1 second before you leave the stage. There's one more person who wanted to offer their congratulations for all the great work that you do for Lifebeat and have been doing over the years, and she's right here.
Hey, Baba Booey.
A little bit of a surprise to me when I was presented with my award. I got a video message from Cyndi Lauper, who I love.
I wish I could be there to present this award to you in person. You deserve it. For all your work with HIV, AIDS, and Lifebeat, bless you. And I'm sure your brother's looking down right now, smiling and saying thanks. And thank you. Thank you for all your hard work. This is a much-deserved award. And you're a really good guy. Love ya. Love you, Baba Booey.
Well, she really went out of her way that night. That was backstage. I think she shot that backstage one of the first or second nights for Kinky Boots, which just a few weeks ago won the Tony. So just amazing.
Congratulations, that's a great speech.
Thank you. I was nervous all night. I mean, I have so many friends here tonight. It really is like a wedding or a bar mitzvah, but the support is amazing. And it just keeps pouring in, so I couldn't be happier. And I was so glad to have my wife and kids here for it, and my brother and everybody.
When you're with someone like Gary Dell'Abate and you see how hard he works above and beyond a job title when it comes to charity and raising money and giving back, you realize like he is really getting his hands dirty. I am so touched and I'm so honored to know a person like that and to work with a person like that every day. So now you can enjoy the rest of the evening.
My scotch is on the way.
Okay, congratulations. Well done.
Thank you very much.
I'm proud to know you.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you very much.
He's doing something in the memory of his brother that is forceful and dynamic. I admire him. I admire what Gary does.
All right, so let's talk about the Ronnie-Lisa kiss. Here's what happened.
Lisa G pitched this bit. She came in and said, well, we're going to get a certain amount of tweets. And then when we get a certain amount of tweets, I'm going to make out with Ronnie.
Ronnie for years has been wanting to kiss Lisa. And Lisa, you know, I don't think she was up for it. But as we got closer to the release of the book, I think that definitely lubed things up for her, if you will.
It was her idea. Nobody else's idea. It wasn't my idea. I knew nothing about it. It's all about her book. I know it is. It's a promotion thing.
You think she's going to get super excited when she makes out with you?
I don't think it'll ever happen. How's that?
Why?
Now it sounds like it won't.
I don't think it'll ever happen.
Well, it sounds so complicated.
This is very simple. This is my Stern Show tweet. Ronnie kiss Lisa. We count the number of retweets. When it hits X number, hold on, we do. We send out a tweet from Stern Show. It says Ronnie kiss Lisa. Okay.
Right.
You tell the fans retweet this.
Right.
Okay. We count the retweets. We get 2,500, 5,000, whatever the number is. And when that number hits, we say it's done, and these two have to kiss. Jason will tweet it from Stern Show, and we'll see if the fans want it to happen, it's going to happen.
I'm almost positive in my mind that, you know, the PR people at the book company had something to do with, you know, saying to her, listen, Lisa, you got to get your name out.
It's out.
Okay, it is out.
President Obama.
And 300 retweets on it. 350. 350.
350 retweets.
All right.
Told you. What'd I tell you, Howard?
You got to get to 5,000.
What did I tell you?
1,200. Go. 1,300. 1,500.
Oh, wait, they're going to be making that in about 5. Go ahead.
1,700.
Oh. 2,000.
Sweating. Oh, my God.
Oh, Lisa's already taken
He's
over.
already taken over clothes, Ronnie. You're having your dinner.
3,500.
3,500. You're only 1,500 away.
It was very thrilling. It was like, oh my God, they're counting down. This is going to happen. It was my idea. It's so exciting. We have Twitter. We have Howard. We have social media. It's all coming together.
4,900.
49.
Showtime. 4,930.
All of a sudden,
100 away.
now we got
5,000.
I think the book had everything to do with Lisa agreeing to do it. But look, you can't really shit on her because she still's got to do the stunt.
It was an explosion in my brain, really. It was an out-of-body experience waiting for it to happen.
I was actually looking forward to it because I just really wanted to see how she would react.
Let's go.
All right, do it.
Slow push. Go ahead, Hein. Go ahead.
Easy.
Ronnie, let's just get it. When did they start?
Don't rush it.
Oh, my God. Oh.
5 seconds.
22.
Whoa! 8 seconds.
I couldn't believe it because Lisa's such a goody two-shoes, and I don't know, I just thought she'd be grossed out by Ronnie. I thought, you know, I just couldn't imagine that would ever happen. And Lisa's not the type that really partakes in any of our nonsense.
7 more seconds. He's feeling it already.
I wasn't trying to stick my finger up her asshole. It was like I was grabbing her ass, and it just happened to be my middle finger that went right in the crack of her ass. And it looked like I had my finger in her ass, which I did.
I've kissed, you know, hundreds of guys. Who knows how many guys? And I'm sure I didn't enjoy most of them. And so, hey, it's Ronnie Mund. It wasn't so bad.
He should have stuck his finger in her ass. He's a disgusting man.
Was that gross to look at?
And a
very
hard crunch. Oh, it was so graphic, and there was tongue, and there was his hand up her ass, and it was like crazy. It's crazy. It was crazy stuff, man.
Gary, where does this stack up in your top moments of Stern history?
It's way better than Artie and Blue Iris.
I loved it. I mean, it was great. And Lisa, you know, if she was doing it for publicity, as some accuse her of, I gotta say, she gave 110%.
I don't believe in coincidences. This was all about the book. This was all about the reinvention of Lisa G. This is to make the sex part of the Sex, Lies, and Cookies relevant.
I had no idea that it was going to work, and it did.
I have a feeling me and Lisa really would hit it off, man. Big time. After that kiss.
I can see how people will think, or Ronnie anyway, that, oh, she had to do the kiss because her book's coming out. It was really the timing of everything. He's got very soft lips.
You were squeezing her ass.
Before the official release of Sex, Lies, and Cookies, HarperCollins threw me a book release cookie party. It was so great walking in and seeing all these cookies on one big table that were from recipes from my book, and I wasn't slaving away in my kitchen making them. It was great to see family and friends. George Takei stopped by. Hey, George. Oh, my gosh. Thank you for your
And you know, it needs a sprint. It's had a rough afternoon.
High-pitched Mike was there.
I'm looking for the sex. I'm looking for the lies. I've already found the cookies.
Everybody's so excited. I'm Lisa Sharkey. I work for HarperCollins. I acquired this fantastic book, Sex, Lies, and Cookies.
So enjoy and take cookies. Tons of cookies.
Yeah, and there's doggy bags for the cookies when you guys are done, but drink and eat away. And thank you, Lisa.
It was a fun night just seeing everyone together, having a good time. And I'm hopeful that good energy will spread out and more people will hear about the book. The book tour for Sex, Lies, and Cookies was a lot of fun. I went on the Today Show with Hoda and Kathy Lee. I went on Good Day New York with Greg Kelly. And then I went on New York Live with Sarah Gore and Jackie Reed. You sound guys, they zip you up and they look at your bra strap. It's like, what a job. Oh! I know a lot of people in New York media, and so it's going to be fun to see them and sit next to them, and so we'll see how it goes. Hi, I'm such a fan of yours. You look so great.
No, I am of yours. Let me tell you, and you'll know why when I say this. When I read this book, I was like, okay, this is my new Bible.
That really made my heart just, soar. You'll still see you in a few minutes.
Yes, we'll see you in a few minutes. All right, good.
Sex, Lies, and Cookies is out now, and the book signing is next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. at Book Review in Huntington, Long Island.
I love bookstores like this. Thanks so much. I started my career on Long Island. I started interning at WLIR, like I write in the book, when I was 17 years old. Even though I've lived in Chicago and I now live in Manhattan, I still consider myself very much a Long Island person. So, well, thanks for coming, everybody. I so appreciate it. Thank you. My goals for the media tour is really to get the message of Sex, Lies, and Cookies out to women. My final media TV stop was Better TV. They had this amazing kitchen. It was also a lot of fun just cooking up a couple of cookie recipes. The hardest part is what many of you don't know is going through all the steps. You have 3 minutes to do this and 3 minutes to do that. And you have to, whip up the recipe and put it in the oven, pull it out of the oven.
Parents from better. Would you rather do it together? You're doing it. Yeah. Does this work?
I'm trying to ask for Christmas.
Oh, it's so cold.
JD and Andrea are going to talk, do their bands at the top. They'll toss over to you and say, what do you have going on over there?
You're under a lot of pressure to make sure you get all the keywords out about your book.
All right, everybody, here we go. Stand by.
I'm hopeful that it will really resonate with women. Everyone will tell all their friends. And I'm hoping for the best. At the end of the day, I'm very proud of my book.
But I do hope that the book is successful. Clearly, there's a market for cookbooks that talk about sex, and Lisa G is the one to do it.
I'm hopeful that especially women, when they read this book, they'll see that, yes, you can go through hard times, but There is a lot of good stuff when you get through it. Really is a story about a journey of love, but really more so of how to love yourself. And if you do that first, everything will fall into place.
That was one of the best kisses I've ever had in my life, Lisa. And I really think we should pursue, this thing a little further. And I think if you sell 10,000 books, we should make out again, on air. And then we should make out at the Trump Hotel, room 1634, overlooking the park, in our robes, at the window, drinking champagne. And then I'll drop your robe, I'll drop my robe. I'll throw you up against the glass, and I'll hump you as hard as I can.
You were squeezing her ass.
And I'll hump you as hard as I can.
Best of the Wrap-Up Show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John Hein and Gary Dell'Abate. The Best of the Wrap-Up Show begins now.
On Monday's wrap-up show, all the talk was about Robin and what she revealed today and that conversation that she and Howard had. It was amazing. It was powerful. You really got an inside look at their conversation and why Robin has been away from the show physically, but we get to hear her every day. So, of course, we had our opinions, and here's how that special conversation went. Two major developments today. One, of course, was the return of George Takei. And the show just takes on an entirely new element whenever George is in the studio. He's so honest, he's so forthcoming and charming, and so explicit in his storytelling that Howard just said hi to George this morning, and then he ends up talking for an hour because George always has something to say and a lot to say about it. But that was followed by Robin, who decided today that she was going to talk about why she's been out. And I think that a lot of people are asking, why'd she take so long? Why couldn't we know this? The show's all about honesty, etc. And I think this is one of those situations where, as you heard Robin and Howard tell the story, you really needed to respect where they were coming from and why they chose to keep this private. There were a couple of things going on there. One, I think if Robin told people what was going on during all of this, there would have been a ton of, and again, your heart's in the right place. How you doing? Are you okay? And the show ended up being very therapeutic for Robin because it was the time where she wasn't dealing with her illness and she wasn't fighting cancer and going to all these treatments. And you really have to take your hat off to her in terms of showing up to work every day, granted via the ISDN line, but still being on air, pushing through when other people, not just Benji, but other people, they come in late, they have their reasons, whatever else. But you could also see what a literal lifeline this show is for Robin and frankly for Howard. Howard was wrecked when this first came out and didn't feel comfortable doing the show without her. And, thankfully she was able to be on. And yes, we miss her being here physically, but she's on the air. It's reached the point now where I don't think anybody even thinks twice about Robin being here because it seems like she's here all along. We miss her for the off the air stuff, but some of us have been communicating with her for a long time, and the range of contact varies from Howard, obviously, who's been talking to Robin day in, day out and helping her through this, which now she's been out for well over a year, to other folks who, I've been emailing her a lot. Gary, I know, has been talking to her quite a bit, but not one of us, with the exception of Howard, really knew all the details of what was going on and what she's been fighting. And thankfully, she got that diagnosis. She's still working and fighting through, but it looks like she's cancer-free and hopefully going to be back here sometime soon. But Gary, I know you said a lot of it came as news to you. You knew, you were aware, but you didn't know all the details that were coming through.
I knew about the first operation. In fact, I was getting phone calls the whole day while she was in the operation. And it was a really weird day because I got some misinformation. And so I was out at a charity event, my phone rang, and it was almost like, this is not good. Not that anything was going to happen to her that day, but that it didn't look very good at all.
She spoke a couple times about getting a prognosis or the possibility of a prognosis like that. Like if this spread all throughout her body, she was done.
But this was that first day operation that we all knew, here on the show knew she was going in. I got the report it was not going well.
Yeah, that she told was an 8-hour operation.
12.
And the reason was because that grapefruit-sized tumor inside her was so big they had to move her around to get it out of her. But can you imagine waking up after that? Nobody's there. You went in not knowing what the prognosis was going to be. You have those marks you can't see on your stomach. I mean, I can only imagine what that. And granted, you're probably not all there because you're drugged, but
which could be worse.
Yeah, but oh my God, to not have anybody there—that's just crazy. And I do remember when we went to visit her, how happy she was to see it. Thankfully, we didn't get the Benji treatment. She was happy to see us.
Didn't she look great when we went to see her?
She looked fantastic. I couldn't believe what she just went through. But the other thing was, when we were talking to her, you looked over to the window, and sure enough, you saw that picture of Howard. And that's really what got Jason. Don't go. That's really what got her through a lot of this.
But as I said to Howard today, I guess everybody on the staff knew different, varying degrees of stuff. And my assumption was after that initial operation that it was still touch and go, but that she was going to be all right, but it was going to be a very long recovery. I did not know that they told her, like, hey, we're just going to try to make the rest of your life as good as we can. And in a way, I'm sort of glad I didn't know it now, because it would have been really fucked up. It would have, it would have been terrible.
Well, if a doctor is telling you, okay, here's how we're going to prolong your life, you're immediately like, what do you mean prolong my life? And the fact that she was saying, I thought she was so candid about this today when she said, I didn't know if I wanted to live my life that way.
I get it, but I think nobody wants to live their life that way, but I would like to think that it's better than not living at all.
Well, yes and no. I mean, to her, with her personality and the way she sort of lives life, it didn't sound like she was willing to go there. Jace, what do you want to say?
I actually just came down to tell Gary that the meatballs are here, and if we should wait, keep them out in the lobby, or wait.
No, go put them out.
Oh, okay. But in terms of Robin, it was great hearing her today. Will and I had lunch with her a few months after her surgery, and just like everybody else is saying, couldn't believe how much energy she had, how good she looked, how on top of it she was. Both my parents have had cancer, and I know what it's like after a round of chemo or something like that, and you don't want to move, you don't want to talk, you don't want to do anything. So it's crazy how well she responded to all that.
Yeah, her first round of chemo, she was commenting how even people, you had chemo, she didn't lose her hair, she didn't lose her energy, she kept going. The second round, that's where she lost her hair. It really, kind of hit her a little bit harder. But yeah, she's what we've been. I mean, I've been emailing TV stuff with her. I thought I watched a lot of TV.
Right.
Obviously, she's in a position to watch a lot more than me. But her spirits are just so great. And Howard always makes the comment how if nobody else was here, he could do the show, just him in front of the microphone. I believe that, but I honestly think now if Robin wasn't here, I don't know if he would want to go on with the show. It would just be not only would be different, but. Today you got a great window into how close their relationship really is.
Yeah, and I'm not going to get too into it, but when we thought that, at first we thought that Robin might be out for a really extended period of time, and we were trying to figure out how to handle that situation, and I would just say the best word I could use is it was very unsettling for Howard. It's just, not only because of what does to the show, because you do something the same way every day and there's a chemistry, but because of what I could imagine he was thinking. I would think it would be very difficult for him to do the show and not be thinking about what's going on with her, and it would really be hard to pull off.
Were your feelings hurt when she said that she didn't think you could handle what was going on, and that's why she didn't tell you everything?
No. You want to know when my feelings were hurt? When Howard imitates me, makes fun of me, for saying I didn't know anything, does his bucktooth thing where he sticks out his mouth like this, and so Gary came to me and said, I didn't know anything. I'm like, what are you picking on me for? I didn't know. Like, why am I the asshole?
I think Gary might have been a little too sensitive for Robin. Just judging off his sensitivity right now.
Based on that?
Yeah, based on that. Maybe she was
because as you listen to the conversation, Howard's making jokes. Howard's trying to make it light because it's a really heavy thing you're talking
All right,
about.
Benji's
here.
to your left. Go get him.
Well, Benji got hit. I mean, Robin actually said, she didn't want Benji to visit. And I don't know how much she was kidding when she said that.
I don't think she was kidding at all. And I felt bad for Benji.
So did I.
I mean, you're going to make an effort to visit somebody. Don't mock them.
Gary, initially, a lot of people, when Robin wasn't here, were complaining and saying, well, why doesn't she come in? And kind of, or thinking that couldn't understand why this was being kept private. And as a fan, I get it. I want to know what's going on because that's what this show does. That's what it's always been. But you also have to figure if we're keeping something private, there's probably a good reason for it.
John, you just teed up. You've seen me in the back office, how long I've been waiting for this day to talk about this. I found it very upsetting when people called up with all these conspiracy theories. Where's Robin? Why aren't you telling us? This is bullshit. And I understand the show's a very honest show, but as you heard today, I thought it was very obvious. Robin was sick. Then we went away. And then when we came back, Robin missed a day. And then we were on the air again, and Robin wasn't telling her story. And, it came up even on the wrap-up show a couple of times. I just felt like I think most of the people in the audience understood that they would trust us enough. I would always say it's Robin's story to tell. And if it was something we weren't talking about, then I thought it would be really obvious that it was something super important. And Jason and I were talking about this because he said it came up on one of his shows. Like, what's the conspiracy? Like, what did you think we were covering that Robin was doing? What did you think she was up to that we were covering for her?
Well,
wasn't it obvious she was sick?
Well, everyone always has conspiracy theories about this show. That's part of what makes it tick. But Howard and Robin clearly had a conversation about it, and if they were going to talk about it on the air, and they decided not to because they felt the focus would be on her illness versus doing a good show. And I said this before you guys came in. I think that Robin found it very therapeutic to go to work and have a good time and break balls and do whatever else because it was an escape from what she was dealing with, which was a life-threatening disease.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think I'm speaking out of school. Robin and I hung out about a month and a half ago. We had a weekend together with a bunch of people, and we were talking about Robin Roberts. And Robin Quivers said to me, gee, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do that at all. And I said, for her, maybe bringing the audience into it worked for her. For Robin, I think she just felt like, because it also defines you. You know what I mean? It defines you in a lot of ways. And, it can be difficult. So I think it's a very, very personal decision.
Well, we all tried to give our support and talk to Robin and reach out to her in a lot of different ways. And she reacted differently to different people. But she did say that the sweetest of them all was none other than Ronnie Mund. And Ronnie, you love breaking balls with Robin and vice versa, I know. But you knew what was going on, and I know how close you guys are. I'm not going to say were, but are. And to hear her finally tell this story, do you think she was relieved? Do you think, are we happy that now she's at a place where she feels comfortable talking about this?
Yeah, I think so, because, it's a rough thing to have to go through, being sick to begin with, and depending on how sick you are, you really sometimes don't want to talk about it. And you want to forget about it and go about your life as best you can. And, that's what she was doing, basically. I mean, she didn't miss a step with sticking me in the back during the shows, with her big knives and stuff, which I always bust her balls about. But, I know Robin for a real long time, and I've seen her go through a lot of shit, not with sickness. Well, with a different kind of sickness, and, I've seen her go through it, and where she was locked in the house and never came out of the house and stuff like that. But I don't want to go into too much detail. But, it was good to see that she could snap back from this, and I'm real happy for her.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we have a very interesting organization here. Some of us have been together as much as 30 years. I'm 30 years with the show. Robin's like 33, Fred's like 36, and Ronnie's like 28. We've all been together a long time. We're a family, a dysfunctional family. At times we fuck with each other, but we're a family. And it's more than just working together. You do work together and there's a bond there, but we feel like, I know for me, like when I think of like myself and Howard and Fred and Robin, I felt like, something really amazing has been built here. Howard's built this empire. He's built this legacy in radio and in television. And we were all a part of that. And that, that really is a big bond. And, we see each other socially a lot too. I was joking around, like Robin still sends. Robin started sending gifts, Christmas gifts, to my kids when they were really young, and now my son's in second year in college, Jackson, and she still sends a gift. And I talked to her about it once, and she said, "You know what? I knew you when you lived at home with your parents. I watched you get married. I watched you have kids. I watched your kids grow up. I watched your kids go off to school. That's what we are. That's what we're doing here. This is our family."
Benji, you, I think, didn't get that kind of love today. And part of it, yes, it's the show, and you're trying, Howard's making people laugh, and that's the way it goes. But two things. One, first, with Robin being out, and coming to work every day and showing up, going through chemo, all that stuff. Did any of that resonate with you, thinking like, wow, maybe I should be doing it? But you've been...
No, like Gary says, like, we are a family. And I live in the shed out back, but we're a family. But no, I was, and I thought it was so silly when people were making a thing about, ISDN. Who gives a fuck? I mean, if you do give a fuck, you give a fuck. But it's like everyone's job has their own things and everything. And I don't think I took it so much like, oh my God, she can do. I just took it overall as a very inspiring thing that she can be facing mortality right in her face and still, be a creative, artistic person.
Yeah, I will tell you that I've always known that the show's meant a lot to Robin, but I really got to see it firsthand because she didn't miss a couple of days. She missed like 2 days, but she didn't miss. Somebody in the same position would have missed a lot more days. Yeah. And the tenacity that she had to make sure she was there for those days, and I could tell that the show meant everything to her. That everybody finds, sort of strength in a different place. And for her, it was being on the show every day. I think the feeling was, if I can get in front of that microphone every day, I can go another day.
Did it hurt when she said that, thanks for trying to visit, but...
No, I you know what the problem was, like, first of all, I texted when everyone was in that period when we knew she was told she was in the hospital and everything. But she texted back like an ambiguous message, which... She said, like, oh, not this week, but definitely check back next week. And I think that happened more than once. And I knew she really didn't want me to, but the text was ambiguous enough that I had to keep responding.
But it sounds like when you call a girl and you go, you want to go on a date? She says, not this Friday, but maybe next Friday.
Yeah, but eventually it works usually.
The other thing is you want to sort of respect the person's privacy. And also, Robin clearly, with some people she wanted to talk about this, but with others she didn't. And I think... I don't know how you communicated, Gary, but I was very careful to be like, just talk about TV. Hope you're doing great. And if she wanted to talk about that, what she was going through, that's fine. But if not,
I did talk to her.
I think you're a better friend almost if you don't go there because you're respecting their wishes.
I ended up speaking to her a lot. Like I'd call her every probably month and a half, and I would call her and I'd leave her a message. And sometimes she'd call me back in a day, and sometimes she wouldn't call me back for a week or two. But she always seemed to want to talk about where she was. I never had to ask her. I would just be like, "How are you doing, Robin? I'm just checking in with you." And she would generally tell me.
Did you check in with her a lot, Ronnie?
I checked in with her a lot. I saw her a lot in the hospital, and both hospitals she was in. Mm-hmm. It was good to see her, and you know what? It made me feel good because I made her laugh. Believe it or not. We sat there and we had some really good laughs. We talked about old times. We talked about old shows. We talked about how I got my balls busted. She got her balls busted, how we busted each other's balls. And the funniest day was the day with the picture. She was showing everybody the picture of Howard, which was a scream.
But Ronnie, did you ever have a point where you thought to yourself, we might have to someday do the show without Robin? Did you ever have those thoughts?
In the beginning, yeah.
And they were fucking weird, right?
Yeah, it was real weird. Because I remember the day she walked out of the studio when she was leaving here to go for the first operation. And I just walked over and I gave her a hug, and we both basically almost busted out crying. And I just said, I love you, and don't worry about it. You're going to be good. And that was it.
Well, I don't know if you guys talked about this already. Do you think Howard would want to go on without Robin being part of the show long term?
I think at some point he would make the decision to do it because he's at the end of the day he's always got that driving force, but I think it would be a difficult decision for him, and it would never be the same. It just wouldn't be the same. And it might be at the point where he might do it for a little bit more and go, you know what? I thought I could do it and I can't, and maybe I don't anymore.
I think he'd still be a personality and be part of the media, but I think the show would probably my guess is he might decide to end it then.
Well, there's a big difference between like her recovering and knowing that she's going to be back in X amount of time and her not coming back at all. I mean, that's where
Oh no,
the
yeah,
decision
that's what I'm
is.
saying. Well, Gary's implying, God forbid, she had passed away, and I think there's a good chance, if she had, Howard might have decided this is the time to end it.
It could be.
It's a distinct possibility.
Cheryl in Nevada, welcome to the wrap-up show.
Hi.
Hi, Cheryl.
Excuse me. This is me. Oh, I'm sorry. I was listening so intently there. Well, one question I had, Robin is coming back, so my main question was, is your little mini studio still there?
Yeah, it hasn't moved.
Well, I got a lot of stuff in there. I gotta get out.
You know what? There is. It's funny. We did a renovation that we talked about in the air, and there's a lot of stuff in there.
My winter jackets.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be cleaned out in a day, and we're ready.
It might take a couple of days, but
Victor in Gainesville, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, I just have a question. I'm happy for Robin, and the kind of treatment that she got is incredible. Do you think if it were an average person other than Robin Quivers, do you think that person would have gotten that type of care, given they only have a limited amount of money, or, with the new health care law, do you think that would have changed the type of care that Robin received?
Well, there's a lot of questions there. I'm not sure what the new health care law is, so I'm not even going to get into that. And, yeah, Robin probably has more tools because she knows a lot of people, and, of course, she should use them. But I think what I really got out of today, which I'm seeing a lot of people up on the board are talking about, is even if you don't have a lot of money, you should always get a second opinion. And I'm seeing so many people have been calling all day. Some guy tweeted out, my dad never got a second opinion and he died. I get a second opinion when I'm getting a roof put on my house. I have 3 guys come and look at it. You should always get a second opinion. You should, and that's one of those things you never can trust just one person.
But Gary, I agree with you, but that's easier said than done. If you're in a hospital that's a good hospital and someone's giving you a diagnosis and you feel like they're sort of taking care of you, it's hard sometimes to do that. Thankfully Robin did, and Sloan Kettering is an amazing hospital for this kind of thing, and thankfully it's worked out well. But I know a lot of people are like, I don't have that kind of money, I can't get that kind of care.
But does it cost money to go to a second doctor and just say, look at this, what do you think?
It depends. It depends on the doctor. It depends on a lot of different things.
And the other thing is, even if again, just to go once to the doctor, it's your life.
Yeah,
it's your life. So whatever money you have is useless if you're dead.
And even if it's not, even if it's someone who is on your plan or whatever else, if you have a plan, it's another set of eyes. And that's always good, especially when you're dealing with something like this. Right. And you want to have a fighting chance, that's for sure. Neil, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey guys, great show today.
Hey Neil.
Very emotional. Yeah, I love that emotion. You don't get a lot from the Stern Show. It was nice, like those switch. I was just wondering, do you guys find it inspirational at all? Like what Robin's been through? Like, is it harder to take a day off? Like knowing, you get the sniffles, you don't feel too great, but you think what she's been through, and it kind of pushes you through the day?
Well, I'll tell you something. Nobody, even before Robin, nobody takes a day off here for the sniffles. So anybody who takes a day off for something, it's usually got to be something pretty important. In fact, Howard sent me home one day because I was in the bathroom waiting to throw up. But is it inspirational? Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could. First of all, I don't think anybody needs me on an ISDN line if I'm not here. I'm doing a different job. But I don't know that I could pull that together every day the way she did.
It inspired her. It got her through a lot of tough days. And sometimes, like you said before, Gary, that's what you need. And it really, kept her going. You sense that, Ronnie. Like when she's on the air, she's not dealing with all this medical crap. She's doing what she loves to do.
To listen to her on the air, you would never know she was sick. That's the whole thing,
Pretty
incredible.
And
maybe that's why, some people were suspicious that there's something going on
because she sounded so good.
She sounded good. But again, we were very clear about saying there's a reason Robin's not here. We're not going to tell you, but just trust us.
Mark in Albany, you're on the wrap-up show.
You know what? This was a great show. I was just talking to a friend of mine that's a big fan last week, and we were saying that, nothing has ever been said about Robin. And I realized that this is a personal thing, but on a fan standpoint, we've been kind of drawn into this world, and what's going on? Nothing's being said, and my gosh, was this as random as this phone call that came in and opened the doors, or was this something that Howard and Robin had talked about, and then decided this would be a good time to open up about it?
again, when I spent this weekend with Robin talked about how, she was planning on talking about this soon. I didn't know it was going to be today, but I knew that she was planning to talk about it soon because she felt, comfortable enough where she, like she called me in January to say, I'm cured. And I almost didn't know what to make of that. What does that mean? And I was like, it also seemed she was cured pretty fast, so I was like worried for her. But then when she explained the whole thing to me, I sort of understood it. And, you just want to make sure everything's going well.
I think we all knew that when she was ready, that's when she was going to talk about it.
But that's what we said all along.
Yeah, and that's what happened, sure enough. Ralph Sorella, you're on the wrap-up show. Hi, Ralphie.
Hey, quickly, well, let's be honest here. Robin's alive because she's rich and she knows other rich people who can get her the best care. I mean, most people can't get what she got. I mean, no matter how many people you consult with, you can only consult with so many people.
I agree with that. I agree with the first part of that, Ralph, that she got the best care she could because of her wealth. But you can still consult with other people and get a different decision.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how much she got into it, but it really was her Even at her space, they were telling her she would have like horrible quality of life, and then she found the right people. But anyway, what I couldn't get over, and you talked about it a little bit, Robin's energy. Yeah. I had dinner with her one day after she had chemo. And I was like, my God, if I had chemo, I wouldn't be moving. I would just be laying there. I mean, and she's like, oh, yeah, it's like was another thing she just fit into her day.
Yeah.
I was like, 12, I got chemo. I got to meet Ralph at 3, and then...
It's interesting. I actually want to credit one of the writers from the Letterman Show emailed me this morning, and he asked me a very interesting question, which was Robin watching Breaking Bad while she was going through chemo? That must have been so weird, that whole plot line last summer, and, he's getting chemo, and it's just a strange thing, because I know how much she loves that show.
Oh, right. Yeah, that would be weird. But now, did she say that she is, what did she say about her state right now, where she is?
That she's cured.
She's completely cured.
Yeah.
Don't you have to go a certain amount of months or even like a year to say that, though?
I thought so, too, but she said that's what her doctor told her.
Yeah, she said her doctor said she didn't use the word remission. She said, you are cured.
Right, yeah.
Wow. Well, that's great.
All right. Thank you, Ralphie.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ralph's right. Her energy is but she's always had that energy. She's always running. I mean, well, recently she's had that energy where it's not surprising to me that even though she got chemo, she was still up and running and going because she has such a joy for life. And I think that's what caused that conflict if she was in a condition where she couldn't do what she wanted to do. But one of the things that Benji brought up before, Gary, was would Howard continue with the show? And you feel like he would.
Well, I feel like it would be something that he'd have to really, really think about. I don't think he'd go like, oh, let's just do the show tomorrow. I think it would have to be something that it would weigh on him. But, you and I were talking about it during the break, how could he do the show without Robin? And I would think that, Robin's feeling would be, hey, we built this amazing thing. Don't stop because of me. Keep it going. Don't diminish what we built.
I get that, but I also think I remember how out of sorts he was when Robin was, maybe wasn't going to come back and all that. And I know the show has gone on and lost a bunch of people as time has gone on, but with Robin, and at the point of Howard's career, I just don't know if he would, even part of him would want to. I think out of respect for her, he almost wouldn't do it. But thankfully, we don't have to find that out. Steve in Louisiana, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, man, you kind of hit on what I was going to say, John. It's just I don't think that the fans were necessarily projecting hatred towards Robin. It was just the fact that, Howard's performance can be affected if she ain't there. And so it's just the fact that she wasn't in the studio seems like she's a step away from not being on the show, which means Howard wouldn't be doing the show. The dangers of doing a show like this where it's full disclosure is that when it gets real, is that, you're towing a line where it's just, the fans feel like they're owed things, but that's just the fans that don't get it really too, because they feel so personal with the show that it's like, I need to know everything right now. But, sometimes it's just like, you got back off, man. This is a TV show. It's entertainment. It's not, some people get involved as it's their life, which is, that's how it plays out. But you can get into dangerous territory where people are vindictive about how she's not there. But I don't think it was necessarily against her. It's just the show not keeping on going.
Steve, I think that's actually really well said. I also think that I don't know how you would rank the listeners, like a casual listener, but even if you're a pretty regular listener, I think that it was very difficult to tell that Robin wasn't in the studio. I think that if you missed the days where we were talking about what happened and we didn't refer to the ISDN, I think that there was that you wouldn't know.
No, I mean, I'm here. I'm in the studio, and if I wasn't looking up to see, I really wouldn't know.
So I don't think that it changed the show. It may have changed it for us on a lot of levels, and then we got used to it. I got, at the beginning it was a little bit harder not having her here, and like I would IM stuff to Jim McClure, he could give it to her, and I could speak to her that way. But there were a lot of people, who didn't know. The interesting thing is,
I found out today.
The interesting thing is, my job before every guest was to go in and say to the guest, hey, by the way, Robin's not in studio today. She's doing the show from her home via ISDN line. And I would say, don't reference it, not because the audience knows she's not here, but it slows down the show if you go, hey, because remember at the beginning, a bunch of people go like, where's Robin? Yeah. And Howard got all pissed off at me. And it was very interesting. Like, people would get this different voice on. Like, I remember Bradley Cooper, go, I know, how is she? Like, people who really love the show understood it and know, but they would put on their sad voice to ask how Robin was, and everybody, to a person, asked how she was.
When you hear Howard and Robin having these serious, emotional, deep conversations, someone always has to lighten it up. Like, it's almost like they're scared to go to that place for a bunch of different reasons. But thankfully they did today, and you got some great radio.
Although I suspect they went to those places when they were talking off the air.
Yeah, just the two of them,
and that
of
must
course.
have been really hard.
Yeah, I think it weighed down, obviously, on Robin and certainly on Howard. But again, happy ending to the story. Thankfully, it looks like things are looking great for Robin, and we wish her, a speedy recovery, of course. And now that she's cured, hopefully only good things.